Just gotta tap it.
We're good.
It's not a push, it's a
Okay,
tap.
it is 6 o'clock and I'll call the March 19th, 2026 meeting of the Harwich Finance Committee to order. Let's take a roll call on who's here, starting with our remote participant.
Come on down.
It's only one of you now. We're getting people back, Dana.
Yeah.
3 more seats.
All right, and around the table, starting with Mr. Hughes.
Peter Hughes, present.
Tina Gaines, present.
Scott Orm, present.
Mark Peterson, present.
Dan Twar, present.
And I'm Bob McCready, and I'm here too. As required by the open meeting law, you are hereby informed that the town will be video and audio recording as well as live broadcasting this public meeting. In addition, anyone in the audience who intends to video or audio tape this meeting must notify the chair prior to the start of the meeting. There is no one in the audience. There is now.
We have Mark.
We have another member.
Mark's forehead's here.
Yeah.
Oh, let me turn my camera off.
I'm sorry, who's?
That's Mark.
That's Mark Emery.
Oh, Mark Amherst has joined us by remote.
Mark Headroom, yes.
Yes, we still do not have any of the public here, so we will proceed. We do have 2 guests here. We have the town administrator, Jay McGrail, and the finance director, Jennifer Mintz.
And we have Michelle.
And Michelle Lucci is here.
And we have
We
Michelle
got a full house.
joining us too.
I was careful to look.
Hey.
Yeah, we got a full house.
Wow.
I should
Oh,
be
you have
there
my
in
favorite
15
color
minutes.
on.
1, 2, 3.
We
Yeah.
have a full house.
Yeah, we do. We have a full house. First time in a while.
Okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
What I would like to do is first, actually, I guess based on, I'll take the agenda first. We do have an approval, need an approval of the minutes of the 3/12 meeting.
So moved.
So seconded with one correction.
Yes, okay, what's your correction?
It's an extremely minor one on page 8. The vote for one of the general bylaw, 325-20, was, yeah, with Dana against, but it says the vote was 7-0. It should say 7-1, just a very minor
Let's see if I can
correction.
fit.
The top of page 8.
7. Let me check the vote to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have 2 items, 3 items actually. And these get to be tough with all this stuff going on. On page 5, we have a reference to, right in the middle of the page, to $175 instead of $175,000. And on page 3, what is actually the 3rd item down from the top of Mr. Hughes's motions, it does not include the vote, which needs to be added to the minutes. The vote was 8-0 in favor. And lo and behold, on the front page, the heading is a problem. The heading says that on the 12th we met at the community center, and that it says we met on March 19th, which is today. So I will make those corrections.
Good catches.
Well, it took, with all the stuff in here, there was quite a bit of editing between Judith and myself to get to this point, as it turns out. Okay, items or questions that have come up since.
Take a vote.
Guess we have to vote on the minutes.
Oh, let's vote on the minutes then?
As corrected.
As,
To be
as
corrected.
amended, with the amendments recommended. Michelle,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Mark Ramirez,
I'm going to abstain since I don't have it in front of me.
okay, Dana,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Mark,
Abstain, wasn't there.
okay, and I am an aye, so that is 702 with NA and Mark Peterson abstaining. Okay. Moving right along, we have a variety of activity to take up that has been deferred in one form or another to now. I'm gonna start with, I'm gonna start with my list, I guess. My first question to the town administrator, based upon multiple recent information, is the $485,000 roof.
Yes.
Is it in or is it out?
Out.
It's still on the plan.
It's out.
The brand new plan that you sent us late today.
It should be out.
Still has
It
it,
may be
That,
sent.
that's an
It
error.
still has
It's
it
still
in
there.
the,
In this?
in the other column, I guess. And the total includes it for that column.
Okay, it's not in the articles that are in front of us.
Because I think I've been told that it was coming out,
It's definitely coming out.
or at least being postponed to the future. So-
Next year, move till next year.
So there should be a new plan at some point,
I'm
different than the budget.
surprised that is an error, but that is an error.
Okay, so
Is
there
that
should be,
B3?
the plan is, let me get my,
Article 16, adopt a capital plan. So you're on.
it is CO1, capital outlay articles, adopt a capital plan, I guess you'd say.
Yeah, I apologize for that error, but it's definitely out.
And the plan will simply move it to next year.
Correct.
So it's still in the plan,
Correct,
but it's out of the budget, or
yes.
FY '27.
And it is not in any of the articles that we sent you this evening, except for the plan.
Right.
The
Right.
funding source has been
Right,
taken out.
so the, yes, so there was a little discontinuity.
Yeah,
Wasn't
just between the
quite sure.
plan and the articles.
Between the plan and the articles.
Correct.
I didn't check that, sorry. Should've gone through that too.
Okay.
I'm not sure. I think Natasha has two versions, because I know she took it out.
So these are capital items. I think when I go on with capital items, then we have CO2, which is,
We're going by this list, I trust.
we're
talk
going
about
by
CO.
the whatever the town, what do you call this, your tracking draft?
Yeah, so we've
Tracking
converted
list.
that into what's in front of you, which is now article numbers. So it makes it a little more complicated, but now we have article numbers, but I don't know what the best way to do it is.
I'm using the tracking list that has the alphabet
Yeah,
on
I
it
get it.
still.
So that would coincide with, I don't have both in front of me. Which capital article is that?
This is a PEG, the cable PEG item.
Okay, that is Article 25 now.
So, we had not taken that up, and it was, as identified to me, anyway. C-O-N, C-O-2. Because it was, as the article says, because it was under $50,000, it was not included in the plan.
Correct.
But we had also not seen it and seen the article until recently.
Yeah, so there's two articles, the basketball hoops and this article here that are under the threshold for capital, but we need to fund them, so there's an article for them.
This is a standalone article for the 45,000 for the, in this case, for the replacement and an upgrade of the Harwich Channel remote meeting cart, and it goes on. Can I have a motion on that article?
I move to accept and adopt Article 25 for the video cart. Second. Remote cart.
Any discussion on the article?
I just have a question.
Yeah.
Is it in the operating budget anywhere, or is the funding to be determined?
The funding is from PEG funds, so it's not in the operating budget.
Okay. So it doesn't show up it doesn't even show up in our chart of accounts?
Nope, it is just an article, yeah.
I'll come back to a PEG question, but later on, not right now. Seeing no further discussion, let's take a vote, and we'll do it with a roll call, starting with Michelle. And Mark Ramirez,
Abstain.
Dana,
Aye.
Peter, Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Mark, I'm an aye, so that is 8, right? 5, 6, 7,
801.
8,
Yeah,
01. 8, 01. Mark A. Okay, my next one is, actually, I think that this is what you were just talking about, is CO6, the basketball hoop.
What article is that?
Well, it's, again, on the tracker, it is Article CO6. Now labeled Capital Outlay Projects, Return and Reallocation.
Great, so that would be, let's see here. That would be 21, Article 21. And that's one you have a new, yeah, except for what is important to note is that changed this week. And you've received via your email the up-to-date one, but if you're like looking in a book, it's changed.
So I sent out,
Everybody should
all
have
these have been
it,
sent
but-
out to everybody.
Yeah.
It's the first one on page 2 of the article at the top. Page 2 being the line items for how the returned money, which is on page 1 of that article, how the returned money is being used. 4 of the 5 items we have already had previously and voted on previously, but the 49.5 is brand new. So essentially, I think we should revote what is now called the return and reallocation, what we have earlier been referring to as other funding, basically, in the votes that we've already taken. Other funding does turn out to be.
So you want a motion to reconsider that article first and then get a positive motion to vote on the article?
That would be great, except we don't have a separate article, would be reconsidering each line item. We voted line item by line item on the capital items.
How about we just add this to it?
Add the 49.5 to it, and vote on the 49.5, that sounds like an excellent suggestion.
So, Mr. Chairman, I move we accept and adopt 49,500 for basketball hoops. Is that what this is called?
Yeah, for Article 21.
Yeah, for Article 20. How many basketball hoops do we get?
I could go count if you want.
As many as you can buy for under $50,000.
Exactly. That's a lot of basketball hoops, I hope.
Does that include the net?
Hopefully.
It's all the labor.
Hopefully.
So we have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second. Should we get into a pattern here to make it easier for you?
Yeah.
All right.
You wanna do it that way?
Yeah.
We can.
You move and I'll second?
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
Curtis,
second.
Case, Peter, and Scott. So we got them the other way around.
Sorry.
To accept and adopt from return balances. Okay, any further discussion?
I have a question. So here, it's important that we're funding, like projects with like freed up cash, right? So I see the water tank savings are going to partially fund the well, and you've done all of that matching
Yes,
already,
yeah.
so that we're not coming up with drastically different purposes for freed up.
So the biggest difference is like funding sources, like, water, wastewater, those funds were like, from that fund, so we had to reallocate only for that use, whereas some of them are general fund stuff, so we have more flexibility.
Right.
But yes, mostly like police went to police, DPW went to DPW.
We did our best, but general fund's general fund, but enterprise funds are definitely not commingled.
And yes, and that would be a problem if they had
Right.
done so. I believe, anyway. Further discussion? Okay, let's take a vote. We'll start with Michelle again.
Aye.
Dan.
Aye.
Mark. Ramirez. Dana.
Aye.
Peter.
Aye.
Tina.
Aye.
Scott.
Aye.
Mark Peterson.
I,
And I'm an aye, so it's 9-0.
Love those 9 votes.
I love those 9 votes, that's right. So that's done. The next one I have, and now we have Mark in attendance.
Wow.
Mark Ramirez has joined us.
Harwich
We
is
can
former
do
Northern
that.
Province.
Yep, so
Brewster.
we do have articles B3, B4, B5, and B6 to deal with. We can go
Cape
back.
Tech is Article 9.
Pardon?
Cape Tech is Article 9 if you're interested. According to the blue sheet, that little white sheet. Unless that follows you up.
No, that's right.
Actually, we have a number of Bs to deal with. All over again. A couple of them reconsiderations. Okay, first one is from the tracking sheet, Article B3, Monomoy Regional Middle School Roof Project. Actually, it's the first one, if we go in order the way that they're in the tracking sheet.
It's Article 6.
Can I have a motion with regard to the roof project?
Hang on a second. Article 6?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I move accept and adopt Article 6, which is Monomoy Regional's Middle School Roof Project in the amount of $11,801,239, which is a borrowing.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Discussion on the roof project for the middle school.
And that will be school debt or town debt?
The school debt. The town's gonna pay the debt through the assessment, but they're gonna borrow the money. It's a debt exclusion.
Debt exclusion, yeah.
It'll be on the ballot box as well.
Excluded debt.
Excluded debt.
Can I just ask a question on that? It's very expensive. Was there a bidding process?
It's an MSBA project, so we're actually getting, the town will be getting reimbursed a significant amount of the project from the state.
From the state?
Yeah, and it has to go through a very, very strict procurement process through that.
Okay, so the state
State oversees that.
oversees what's going on.
Yeah. It's part of the overall envelope project, so they're doing the roof, the windows, and the siding. Pretty much, if it passes at the ballot box concurrently. They're starting the windows and the siding, I think, this week, honestly. That was approved at last year's town meeting, and then they're hoping to work straight through. There's still a debate, and you'll probably hear this play out, about whether or not it's gonna be a shingle roof, a glued and nailed shingle roof, or whether it's gonna be a metal roof. There's a $400,000 difference between the two, the metal roof being more expensive. This contemplates the metal roof, although that hasn't been determined yet, so it's a worst case scenario situation. There's pros and cons to both.
Do metal roofs, do they last longer?
They last longer, yeah. They need less maintenance, but it's $400,000 more. But this would, that's not a decision for us, the town, or to make. It's the school building committee on the, from the
I
district.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this has been vetted very well, yeah,
Okay, very good.
with a lot of
so-
experts around the
Yeah,
table.
we don't get to
Yep.
make a decision on that, but this is worst case scenario as far as a funding mechanism goes.
Got it.
What, the way the article's written at the moment, different than some of the other debt articles, it doesn't mention anything about it having to go to a vote at this point.
It does have to go to a vote.
It does say
It's
that.
gonna go to the ballot box, yeah.
In the draft warrant.
I don't have a question number yet, but it is going to a,
Yeah,
a
it
ballot.
doesn't, in the article as written, it doesn't say that.
Yeah.
The article that was sent out, it doesn't indicate how.
What I see, it does, under the sponsor, we added, there will be
So
corresponding debt
Something
excluded.
must be added, must have been added.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is definitely going to the ballot box, it's excluded debt.
Yep,
And how it gets allocated to the two towns through the assessment, who knows?
It's my
Maybe
problem
a
to
hot
work on.
question.
That's my
By the
problem,
time this
yeah.
hits,
Yeah,
budget.
it's an issue that we're gonna need to work through as a
having
team.
seen no further discussion, we'll take a vote. I'll start with Mark Peterson this time. Scott?
aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Dana?
Aye.
Dan?
Hi.
Michelle?
Aye.
Mark Ramirez?
Aye.
And I'm an aye, that's also 9-0. Okay. Monomoy peg access, this is where I get, this is the first year that I think I have ever seen Monomoy peg access articles. I could be wrong, but I don't remember seeing it previously. Could you tell me how it is that the school system has their own peg money?
I can't, I mean, I have not dug into it in Harwich, but I can tell you how it happens in other communities.
Yes, please.
Preferably in Middleborough, is that because they run a separate channel than the government, so they get separate funding from PEG. So Comcast and Verizon gives the school money to run their program, and that's why, I'm assuming in Harwich, there's a separate channel for education, and
Yep.
that's
There is.
run by them.
Channel 22.
Right, and then there's a separate channel, so each of those organizations gets separate funding from Comcast and Verizon. And part of the funding that they get is capital allocation money, and then but to be able to spend the capital allocation, it has to go through the town meeting process.
So they have their own contract, separate contract?
Separate contracts,
They are,
separate channels, separate contracts, they hold their money, we hold our money.
And we have to assume that for Article 7-8, the PEG funds are there.
They're their money, yeah, they
Well,
have it
yeah.
available,
right,
it's available
Yeah,
funding.
there's a
They have
balance,
they have
enough of a
the funding
balance to do
available
it.
when they're-
Usually they have fairly significant capital,
Yeah.
money. At some towns, the town holds the educational money as well.
Mm.
And then it gets further complicated where in some towns, not in Harwich, not in Middleborough, where the PEG access is done through a 501c3, like a separate non-governmental agency. It's better here because we at least hold the money.
Yep, there you go. So with that,
And
Mr.
over
Chairman,
the
we
year,
got-
over the years, the whole PEG concept has been fought many times as streaming continues to expand.
Right, and I mean, the reality is, and unfortunately for all of us involved in this, is probably within the next 10 years, this will all be gone.
Yeah.
Because Verizon and Comcast will no longer be supporting
Right.
cable
Yeah.
television.
They've been
And
fighting it
the-
for,
And we're gonna, and at that
40
point,
years.
where we'll all be involved, we're gonna have to absorb all of these costs in the municipal and school budgets if we wanna continue to offer community television.
Yep.
But for today, we have their money,
Correct.
so that's what
Okay.
this
So with that,
is.
Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, on Article 7, Monomoy Studio Equipment,
Yes.
PEG access funds, I would move accept and adopt in the amount of $47,139 from the Educational Cable Access Fund.
Okay.
Second.
We have a motion made and seconded for $47,139 from PEG Access, from the school's PEG Access Fund, Monomoy's PEG Access Fund. Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll take a vote. I'll start with Mark again.
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Dana?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Michelle?
Aye.
Mark Ramirez?
Aye.
I'm an aye.
Mr. Chairman, on Article 8, the Monomoy Press Box PEG access funds, I would move accept and adopt in the sum of $137,954 from the Educational Cable Access Fund.
Second. Sorry.
You were thinking about it.
I was formulating my question.
Sorry.
We gave you one
You
job.
gotta get-
We gave you one job.
You gotta get warmed up to this.
So my question, I've been so carefully,
Now that we have a motion on the floor, do you have a question?
so how does the amount get determined for both the town and the district? Seems like they've got more this year than we do, but,
We probably have a bank account of money and they're just proposing the one project.
so it rolls over.
It rolls over,
Yeah.
yeah, these are separate funds that roll.
Mhm.
If I get it wrong, Jen, jump in.
You're correct.
But this is being paid entirely, 100%
By
from
PEG.
the Monomoy PEG fund.
Correct.
So it's not an assessment issue at all.
No, nope, they have a savings account
Right, they
for
have their own-
capital PEG funds and they're using
Yeah.
it to do this.
Because that was where I started with the question, was whether at some point in time, because I hadn't remembered seeing Monomoy PEG articles before, at some point had there been a contract deal between the school system and the town to share one Comcast contract.
I believe it's not commingled funds.
At some
it's
point,
not.
they were
It's not.
entirely made
Yeah.
separate contracts.
It's always been separate.
Okay,
Yeah,
further,
they've had that station since the very beginning.
Yeah.
When we set up our station.
Yeah, they were the
school's got
first
their
ones.
station. It
Yeah.
happened both at the same time.
okay, further discussion? Then let's take a roll call. Michelle,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Dana,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Mark Peterson,
Aye.
Mark Ramirez,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay, and now we have
Under the Cape Cod Tech budget.
Cape Cod Tech budget.
Mr. Chairman, I would move Article 9, Cape Cod Regional Technical School Budget, District Budget, accept and adopt in the amount for Harwich of $1,828,391 from available funds.
Second.
Okay, this is, I see it is on your sources and uses. This is, we've staked this
Raise
number
the
to the
book.
ground at
Yes.
this point?
Yes,
Yep, I think
that
at
is
this
the
point,
number.
everything's staked to the ground at this point. With the
As-
exception of Monomoy, the school committee still hasn't voted,
Yes,
but I believe we have a deal, so.
it's never over till it's over.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, wait for that vote.
I see a question from Dana.
I think this should be raised and appropriate. This should be from taxes.
Yeah, the article is to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate.
I'm sorry, I misspoke. It was raised and appropriate.
Okay, just checking.
I have a question. So the last two versions of sources and uses had this number at 2.1 million, more or less. What happened? It's $300,000 less.
So we were down 10 students this year.
Yeah,
So we didn't know that
So
yet.
our assessment went down quite a bit,
Yeah,
and it was all because of that.
Yep.
They were actually up on the year, but
Yep.
because of our
I
10
saw that
student loss,
in their deck,
we
yeah.
went down, yeah.
Question. I remember this from events are going down. Does anybody have why that's happening, or
Housing,
Cape Wide.
Cape Wide?
yeah.
Well, in Cape Tech, though,
Oh,
the
Cape Tech.
the
Are you
enrollments
talking
aren't
about
going
Tech,
down.
Student
Tech is going
enrollment
down in
or
Harwich,
Cape?
but not on the
Tech,
other
Cape Tech
side.
is going up, but Harwich's number of students in Cape Tech went down.
Went down.
As a percent.
No, as a number,
Well, as an
As a
actual
number.
number.
As
which
an
is
actual
also
number.
a
Yeah, so
percentage,
I thought,
but as a
it does
number.
seem
And
odd.
So that is further complicated moving forward because of the lottery
Yeah.
system that they're gonna have in place and this whole criteria where it's not interview based and, you know, it's more complicated than ever and, but in this year it helped us, so.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And they did the lottery this week. I watched it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you?
Did it live feed.
It's changing to lottery
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
It's the
next
first
year?
time. No, this, well,
That's-
yeah,
That's
for the next
state-driven,
school year.
state-driven.
Yeah, they did it live from the tech school.
And do students show up for the lottery?
No, it was all automated. They,
Okay.
they did the whole thing live feed. It was all automated. They had a guy from the bank in there as he pressed the button and it just rolled everybody in there for whatever the spots and it put the number. So there's a number. Each student has a number. So you
It's
have to
like
look for
Keno.
your number.
Some people
Yeah.
watching at home
Yeah.
with their families going,
That's right. And I was
"Yay."
looking at the chat and everybody's like, oh my God, is that my number? Yeah. So, yeah, they
Well,
did
it
it
was
this
very
week.
interesting when Scott was here, the presentation
Yeah.
about his
Yeah.
talk
What he
about
said.
the lotteries
Yeah.
was very interesting.
And he made it very clear, if you're not happy with it, please
reach out to
be
your
vocal.
legislators.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
reach
right,
out
he
to,
was- he
not
went
town
out to
hall,
us
your
last year.
legislators.
Exactly.
He also
Mhm.
wasn't
He
very
said that
happy.
several times during the process.
And then it was coming, not
Yeah.
even here yet,
Yep.
and they were looking forward to it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
They wanted it?
no, no,
They didn't want
they
it.
didn't want it, no. That was quite a statewide fight,
Yeah.
fight over this. that
This
ended
is
up
down
this way.
almost $300,000 in the current year budget, compared to the current year budget.
Mhm.
Yep,
It's a bit
Those
of a
students
help.
make a difference.
helped us settle with Monomoy.
It did.
So,
It's about 30 grand a student.
Mm-hmm.
did we have our vote?
No,
Not yet.
Okay, so, if we're done discussing, let's vote. Let's start with Peter this time.
aye.
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Mark Peterson,
I,
Michelle,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Dana,
Aye.
Mark Amaris,
aye.
and I'm an aye. Okay. Okay.
What is
the-
Article 12, miscellaneous funded from free cash?
The next ones actually that I have first though are the two tourism ones, I'll call them tourism. Which on the tracking sheet are B10 and B11.
It
Where
is.
do we put them here?
They're right here, 13 and 12, or, sorry, 13 and 14.
Special grants to sustain
Right, right now.
Harwich's
Yes.
tourism industry.
13
Yeah,
and 14.
and 14.
And while it describes what they've done is repurpose both of these, taken an old article and basically split it in half and repurposed it. I guess it does open back up the question as for people if they want to question whether or not they want to be using the money this way. We need a motion on the first one. This is the
Who's that
tourism
now,
industry
written
one.
out? Somebody have written out?
Yeah, right here. It's got it written
Here you
out.
go.
Oh,
Because it was just emailed like an hour ago.
yeah, I
right?
didn't pick it up before I left,
That's
so
this
I'm gonna
one?
have to cheat
Yeah.
and look at yours.
I can pass my book
Is
around
this the
for
one,
anybody.
just for clarification, do you mind pulling it back up again? Is this the one tied to the chamber? Or is this a
No.
different one?
No,
No,
Okay,
it's
all
not
right.
a chamber article.
This is, if you read it, it's also quite vague, meaning to said
an old one.
funds to fund special event grants for community projects that encourage the establishment of new events as well as expansion of existing events that help sustain Harwich's tourism
Didn't we change that?
industry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And
That
promote the
changed.
community as a
Bob.
desirable place to live, work, and visit.
We
Yeah.
That's
agreed with you,
changed.
we agreed with you on the vagueness and we rewrote it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
because
actually
we
said
were, she
no.
was not happy with the
Yeah.
vagueness of it, so we have a much more specific article here that Peter has in front of him.
Pretty
okay.
similar to what Bob just read. A lot of said funds to fund special event grants for community projects.
We tried to be as specific as we can.
Establishing new events.
So with that, Mr. Chairman, I would move Article 13, special event grants to sustain Harwich's tourism industry. I vote to accept and adopt the article in the amount of $25,000, funded by reallocating funds from unexpended balance of the appropriation made under Article 16-1 of the 2023 annual town meeting.
Second.
Okay.
That's the right number, 25, right?
25,000, each of them is
25,000
25,000, yeah.
Okay.
So this is article, you can keep
13.
that, and I'll
Article
just do it,
13.
I'm gonna follow it
Okay.
off my computer here.
All right,
So
good.
you can keep
So that's
that.
Article 13.
Okay. Discussion on the article.
I just have I mean, who is sponsoring this and
Yeah,
who's
that's what
gonna decide
Yeah,
how
so,
to spend it?
Yeah.
Kara is, from
Okay.
the cultural
Okay.
center director, she proposed both of these articles, in their entirety,
Okay.
and worked with town council to draft them, yeah.
I think what
Okay, was
Peterson
I
has
first?
hand up.
What kind of, this article, what is the problem or the deficit that, why do they think we need this, I guess? Is that clear in there?
So, all right, the explanation, that this, let me see here. New revenue, all right, I'm just gonna read the explanation.
Okay.
All right, Article 16-1 from 2023 appropriated 50,000 for village beautification, but the funds have remained unused due to their broad and undefined scope. This new article reallocates $25,000 of that from the unused 2023 article to fund special event grant programs which strive to encourage the establishment of new events or expand existing events that provide new revenues to the local economy, which will help to sustain the tourism industry, promote the community as a desirable place to work, visit, increase the number of days overnight visitors by encouraging sustainable year-round events to be enjoyed by the Harwich community. Grant funds may be utilized for direct costs associated with the production of an event. Funding may be used for infrastructure, traffic control, performers, marketing, and other related costs for events that take place between this July and next June 30th only. So this would be for 1 year, for next fiscal year. Grant funds will not be used for reimbursements for airfare, hotel, meals, alcohol, obviously alcohol. They'll be ineligible for funding. Other ineligible costs include payroll, salary, staff. So we're not paying it to ourselves, to town employees. It's for hiring groups that would come to run events in Harwich to promote tourism. And to do that, we're reusing money that we already have appropriated that's sitting there for, at this point, 3 years unused.
Okay, so there is no cost per se, it's just reallocating.
The only cost would be is if we turned this back and it became free cash
Yeah,
again and
yeah.
used it for something else.
What would be the process for that?
It would be closed out. We would have to close out the article and then it would go through a free cash certification.
And would not be available until,
27,
Mhm.
28.
Right,
Yeah.
but would it require a town meeting vote as well to kind
No.
of go back on what we said we were gonna do?
We
at
would
town
close,
meeting
we
in
would just close the
23?
article out and it would go to free cash.
and then we'd have a bigger free
Huh.
cash balance.
Yeah, I'm just surprised, not that I know much about municipal finance and voting, but I'm surprised that town meeting can vote for something and then have it not happen without getting a chance to hear about it and vote on it again.
Yeah,
That's the way it works though.
Well,
That's
she
the way it
could write
works.
another article identical to this one, except for the source of funding for next year to do the same thing and see if it gets funded,
Yeah.
right?
yeah. But this goes to town meeting just the same,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Personally, I think we should not think about it as something free. I think that it does cost us
Yeah.
$50,000 for the two articles.
Right, we just haven't spent it yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
We're just reallocating it.
that we could in fact
yeah, it's
recoup.
not free. I mean, it's
Right.
money we would use elsewhere once it,
We could
would take
recoup
us a
the
while.
funds if we
Yeah.
voted, if everybody voted, including town meeting, voted against it, we could recoup the funds by forcing it to the old article to be closed out.
basically what CARE's looking to do here is to create a tourism fund. To be able to fund events to bring tourism, more further tourism into Harwich.
So
That's
I don't feel
straightforward.
like
Could
that's
be
an
some
issue.
bigger bands in the next parade.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's
Well,
something that it could be used for. It could be used for bands in the parade. It
How
could be
about-
used for an
how about
event.
Instrument replacement.
I don't know, I mean, could you tie that to tourism?
I think that
Yeah.
would be a
What are you
little bit
talking
of a
about?
stretch.
Town band.
It's
Yeah.
mostly summer folks at those concerts.
Town band, you mean? I think this
Go
is
ahead.
cultural.
Actually,
Michelle.
no, you could use it for something like that. I mean, it's for tourism-related
Yeah.
events, so, yeah.
Well, that's where you only really know after the fact, when hopefully Carol would report to
Yeah.
somebody.
Well, what I like
the
about
money
this
actually
article
got
is that
used.
there's it has a tight time frame.
Yep.
You know, like the funding has to get used, so you could easily make her report back in a year from now how that funding went. Because my guess is,
To justify
if it
asking
goes
for
well,
more.
she's gonna wanna fund this fund again in the
Sure.
future. Yeah.
Yeah.
Michelle, you had a question.
I just have a general comment. You guys are gonna think I'm crazy, but one day I was walking around town and it was a beautiful day, and there were flowers everywhere on people's properties and homes, and I came by town hall, and there were no flowers, lining the property, and I thought, wow, this is like our government seat, and all our, people come here as tourists, and I just was surprised that there were just no flowers, plantings,
Michelle, it's much worse than that. The place is disgusting, to be honest.
What?
The town hall. It needs a lot of work.
It needs some
It
tender
needs some
loving care.
TLC.
It does.
I'm
But
not
yes,
gonna
I
be
was
embarrassed
just
to
saying
say
from
that.
the outside,
Well, from
so-
the inside, it's just as bad, so.
Well, I'm thinking of
I
tourism.
will state for the record that, for several years, when I worked for the highway department, I was the one who was instructed to go buy the flowers and do all the memorial squares and do all of I did some at town hall, I did some at the opera house, all the signs that are big signs like highway and so forth, I did all those. So I did go around for at least 4 years in a row planting flowers around the town.
Oh, we miss
That's
you.
good to
We miss
know.
you, Dana.
Yeah, you need to come back and do
Yes.
that, cause it's,
So my question is, the 50,000 that was for the, what was it? The
Beautification.
Beautify, yeah.
Beautify. So, like, what if somebody wants money to do that? So,
I have
Is
moved
that
some
going-
money into the budget as part of the budget article to spruce up town hall.
nice.
Mm-hmm.
So could you include flowers in that?
I will definitely include flowers. in
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Separately, there are also, the garden club does a
Yeah,
wonderful
yeah,
job.
they
I was
do.
just gonna say
Places-
that.
They do
There
a
are a
nice
number
job.
of places that they have adopted around town,
Maybe
and
that-
they do wonderful work.
Do we
True,
have
but
a
they didn't
contact
do
with
town
them?
hall.
Well, that's
Does somebody-
used to.
left up
I
to
don't know if
somebody
she's still
else.
there, but I used to.
Town administration.
You can, Mark?
Town, yeah.
We can, so
Anybody that can get in touch with them, I'd love to work with the garden club.
Yeah.
I would love to. But I have moved money into the FY 27 budget as what I anticipate being a one-time funding mechanism to do some improvements to town hall, interior and exterior, that I would take away in FY 28 that we need for salaries due to the union contracts.
Okay,
I'm on
further
it.
discussion on this article.
Yeah, so my only further discussion on this article is I think it would be nice to have a readout after what is done is done.
Fair point.
Can we have more detail for town meeting, because people are gonna ask from the floor, like. what-
Kara will be there.
Okay, she'll
Yeah,
speak to it.
She'll
Okay.
speak to it. yeah.
All right, perfect.
Okay, I think we do have the motion on the floor, so we can vote at this point. Let's start with Dan.
Aye.
Michelle,
Aye.
Mark Peterson,
nay.
nay, okay. Scott,
Nay.
Tina,
Aye.
Peter.
What was
Aye.
your name again?
I'm battling at this
Aye.
point. Peter is an aye. Okay, Dana,
Aye.
Mark, Maris. And I guess I will be an aye, hoping that we get that report. So that is 7-2 with Mark Peterson
So he's gonna circle.
and Scott, his nose. The next one,
Article 14,
Cultural District Revitalization Fund.
Mr. Chairman, I would move Article 14, Cultural District Revitalization Fund. Accept and adopt with the reallocation $25,000 from unspent balance of the appropriation made under Article 16-1 of the 2023 annual meeting to beautify villages in Harwich and reappropriate funds for cultural district revitalization. by providing funding for projects that strengthen Harwich's designated cultural districts and advance art-based and economic activity through investment in cultural district programming, public art, etc.
Second.
Okay. Discussion on the article.
Same sort of thing, right?
Yeah, same, so this is a new wave across, probably just not Massachusetts, but a lot like, I think Fall River I saw a presentation on this type of approach where they do a lot of like public art, things like that. So, yeah, this would be to create cultural enhancements in the community, in the cultural districts through public art.
Right. And the cultural I'm sorry. The
Yes.
cultural districts
No,
are
it's okay.
the town center and then Harwich Port. Those are the two districts.
I
So
believe,
that's
yes.
where the time, effort will be.
And that's to like, you'd bring in an artist to come out, and it's not just art, like not like traditional art, like you could do sculpture stuff. The presentation I saw, they had all sorts of innovative ways, and what they would do is take the money to hire an artist, give them through an RFP process. You do an RFP process and say you have this area as your, this square, this little block is your canvas. Through the RFP process,
Yep.
come up with a bunch of different ideas of how you culturally invest in this. We award to the artist, and then we pay for the work that he does.
Okay, I like it. And I'll just say Harwich Port, I don't know, it's always been thriving, but I think this is great, particularly for Harwich Center. I think the more we can bring into the center, the better, and I like that.
It's pretty unique. I mean, to be able to have this is like I said, this is a forward-thinking type of project.
I agree with the purpose, and I think it's a great initiative, but I'm just really hesitant, given what looks to be on the horizon for the budget, to create what will be an unfunded mandate, or at least to continue it in 2028. I can't support it for that reason.
Because that is exactly the catch is, yes, how it's finally actually used, and whether or not somehow people feel that in a tight budget as to that, whether that's finally justified. But it's a question of whether or not we go ahead and take go with the opportunity. And this, I assume, is another 1 year.
Yeah, and what's
deal.
nice about, to speak to Scott's concern, which I totally understand, because this would turn into free cash that we could use for other things, is that it's not, the nice thing about it as an article is it could never get funded again. Very easily, I mean, it never gets funded. It's not built into the budget. I would have concerns if we were building it into the budget. This is an article. So if it doesn't ever need to be funded again if it's not valued in the community.
With a 1 year expiration,
Yeah.
no roll forward.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not that you don't have a valid point, Scott.
I just, if, the more, ironically, the more successful it is, the more pressure there will be to get it into the ongoing
That's true.
budget. And it's odd that Article 14 doesn't have those dates of the fiscal year mentioned in the text like Article 13 did, but I get it. I understand.
Okay,
I have a question.
Town meeting will have input.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Michelle.
And this would be done with existing staff, her existing staff?
Yeah, she would issue the RFP. All of that would be done with existing staff. Probably through the process, they would hire an artist to do work. That's what the money's used for.
Correct.
Yeah.
But the process of finding
100%.
people and
All that would be
strategy and
done
all
by
that
by
would be done
Kara.
with existing, okay.
I have one other question, and I guess Kara would have the answer. So with the artist, is there going to be a preference for an Harwich-based artist?
We could write that in the RFP.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I would recommend that.
Yeah, we could write that in the RFP.
Okay.
That's like, highly advantageous. And then if we don't get any, then,
'Cause we have
but we
plenty of-
probably will. It'd be
Yeah.
in Harwich, so.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, and that can potentially create conflicts in certain ways. But anyway.
It will go through
Yeah.
a procurement process.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a
Oh,
little more,
right.
a little more of the specifics of, let's say it's a painter that is being offered the slot.
Yeah. To do a
Um,
wall, yeah.
Is the idea they're gonna paint something and we all just can watch what's going on? Or is it, we're paying for the work of art that's gonna go somewhere in the town?
let's say, for example, like the one that I'm thinking about in Fall River, they painted the side of a building.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
I see.
public
Like a
art.
mural.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
a mural.
Public art.
Or I don't want to say statue because it's not a statue, but like an art installation.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And that was different than ours.
See, Michelle, they could paint town hall and make you feel better.
Yeah, yeah.
They could paint flowers.
Along the bottom of the
There you go.
Wall.
Well, but potentially Kara could put a little working group or committee together to review what the artwork might be, to
Yeah.
make sure it's not like
Yeah,
politically
right.
sensitive or something.
Because I think part of the process in the RFP process would be that they would propose what they want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, any further conversation? Then let's take a vote. Let's start with Mark Ramirez.
Aye.
Michelle,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Dana,
I,
Peter,
Aye.
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
No,
Mark,
Aye.
and I'm a no.
Mm.
I'll try one, but I don't need to try both.
So that's 7-2.
7-2. Okay.
So now we get into,
Next
you know,
one's
last
a-
week, Mr. Chairman, we had petition articles before us, or petitioners before us. So this one is Article 15, which is evaluate the possible acquisition of the former Marceline salvage yard.
I'd like to reconsider a couple of things first in the B section before we're done.
Oh, sure, what do you want?
The wastewater department budget now has, and the only change, the dollars are the same as far as I understand it. The only change that now the article specifies two separate pools, two separate sources, which it didn't when we voted for it originally.
Yep, so what we did is take the subsidy out of the general fund budget.
I believe this is Article 11.
Article 11?
I've got it as B8 in the tracking sheet.
The wastewater department budget,
It is 11.
Yeah,
Wastewater
11.
department budget,
We already
$994,395.
took a vote, so okay.
so the subsidy that comes out of the wastewater stabilization fund is now, the DOR had an issue with the way that we were managing that, because we had it in and out of the general fund budget, and then that was it, correct, Jen?
It was a little bit more than that, but they just didn't like how we were doing it. They wanted us to do it differently.
So we're now in the wastewater budget directly identifying the subsidy through the wastewater stabilization fund.
So, Mr. Chairman, I believe you would like a motion to reconsider Article 11 wastewater department budget.
I would.
I just made it.
Okay.
The water article's the same, right?
Yeah, but they don't, it's the same.
Yeah, it's the same as it was, right?
so does this mean that they're,
We need to vote on the reconsideration.
oh, sorry.
So let's just start with
Aye.
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 Dana,
I,
Peter, Tina,
Aye.
Scott, Mark.
Aye.
9-0, two reconsider.
Now,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I would move Article 11 wastewater department budget, to raise and appropriate transfer from available funds or borrowed such sums of money as may be required to defray the wastewater department operating budget for fiscal year 2027, and to act fully thereon with, the total amount is $994,395, of which enterprise fund estimated receipts of $210,000, $187, and a subsidy through wastewater stabilization fund, $784,208 will fund this.
Second.
Okay.
So does this mean that they estimate that they will bring in $210,000 of fees next year, and the rest is coming from accumulated balance that they have built up in the past?
They don't currently have an accumulated balance. They actually currently have a deficit, a slight deficit, which may or may not stay in their fund.
Right, that related to capital budgets being mixed up that you talked about.
Correct. Yeah, so that's being worked on right now, trying to figure out how to unwind that mess.
So where does the stabilization fund come from?
Rooms tax,
Oh.
there's a portion of that goes into the stabilization fund.
Is that a percentage formula that
Yes,
allocates
it's
to the
automatic.
room tax?
Yep, it comes
But
in
if
and
the
it
town
splits.
decides, or it's state?
The town
The town
decided.
decided,
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah.
the town didn't have to do that. We
Yeah.
could, all of that money could go to local receipts, but at some point in time, you guys decided to allocate funding towards wastewater from the hotel
And a
rooms
couple of
tax.
other things.
Yeah,
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
so we have a special stabilization fund with a bunch of money in it, and we're drawing that down.
And it grows every day, every
Factor mark.
every deposit that comes in, a portion of it goes in there.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And that can be adjusted every year. Thanks, Mark. If they need less or if they need more.
The dollar amount, not the percentage.
I mean, there was a vote at some point in the past about what to do with that, where to put that money.
Okay.
Yeah, without that fund being set up, they would have real problems.
mhm.
Because they don't have enough customers. Yeah,
Not yet.
yeah.
Of course, it'll be a profit maker in the future, I'm sure. So, all this is essentially doing, again, for the record, is that we're reconsidering it to be more clear and explicit about the funding sources for the wastewater department budget. There's no change in the total amount of money that was previously discussed. Any further discussion? Seeing none. Mark?
Aye.
Michelle? Dan?
Aye.
Dana?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
And aye. And the other one I have is non-operating budget appropriation funded from free cash. Again, on the tracking schedule, that's B13. What has changed is that we have been taken out.
Put back in the budget,
Back
but
in
we
the
gave you
budget.
more money.
You did.
We gave you more money.
The FinCom reserve for $175,000 that was included when we voted on this article is gone. So the new total is $890,000 instead of $1,065,000.
You have the article number on that?
Pardon?
Yeah, I'm working on it
12?
right now.
12,
12.
for those playing at home.
So.
So you need a motion to reconsider?
I need a motion to reconsider.
Mr. Chairman, I would move that you reconsider Article 12, non-operating budget appropriations funded from free cash.
Second.
Okay, let's vote
Aye.
You don't
Wait,
have to-
Michelle,
ask a
Yeah, I'm gonna
question?
send it right now.
on the reconsideration.
No,
Oh, no, sorry.
no.
We got it.
Mixed up.
Michelle?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Dana?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Scott? Mark?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Okay, now we need a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would move Article 12, non-operating budget appropriations funded from free cash, to fund from free cash the sum of $890,000 to fund various miscellaneous appropriations that are not part of the town's ongoing operating budget. Would you like me to read them?
Sure.
Okay, Cultural Affairs, Human Services grants $80,000. Department of Public Works Engineering, Stormwater MS4 Program Year 9, $100,000. Finance Division, OPEB Trust, $350,000. Harwich Affordable Housing Trust, Affordable Housing Stabilization Fund, $100,000. Town Clerk and Moderator Electronic Voting Costs, $40,000. Youth Services Department Fund the Preschool Subsidy Program, $220,000, again, from a total taken from free cash of $890,000.
Second.
Okay, discussion on the article.
Yeah.
I have a couple of questions, I know. First, what is the stormwater program?
So we have we're required by the state to have a program called MS4. So that's illicit discharges and illegal storm drain connections. So there's a bunch of places in the town where people might have sump pumps that go into the stormwater system, sewer connections, or not illegal sewer connections. They would have, I guess in this town, being that the sewer system is new, it's probably less likely. But in a lot of communities, you have I&I, you have significant I&I problems, inflow and infiltration. So it's water that gets into stormwater and sewer that shouldn't be there. So you have like a storm drain or a sewer manhole that has a leak in it, and rain gets in there. And in the sewer wastewater world, that means you're processing water. You know, the same as it would be if you're processing waste, and the cost of processing that water is like, you know, pretty darn expensive water. On the stormwater side, you're sending untreated water basically into wherever the discharge is, into the ocean. So the state basically set up a law called MS4, which is municipal or separation. I can't remember what MS4 is. We can Google it.
It's required.
It's a state. It's a state
I
law
believe you.
that basically says we need to put together a plan, and then every year we have to prove to the state that we're rolling out that plan. And this is the ninth year.
Mainly replacing pipes and.
It's sealing pipes. It's community. It can be community outreach to let people know not to have their sump pumps drain into the storm drain in their front of their house.
Of course they do.
Yeah, that's actually the worst one.
Yeah, I bet.
And in most towns that have older sewer systems, it's sewer pipes that have cracks in them that groundwater is seeping in.
Yeah.
So, but where we have a newer sewer system, I can't imagine that's not happening. It's just not happening as bad. Even in a newer system, water's getting in, and you're treating water, and it costs the same to treat water as it does to treat sewer. So that's a terrible financial approach.
Yep. The housing trust one, that is taking money from the stabilization fund and putting it into the housing trust.
So this is free cash. So we're taking money from free cash and putting it into the stabilization fund, the housing trust stabilization fund. And previously, in prior years, you had funded that through the budget. So through the levy, you had paid towards the housing stabilization fund. So we're saying we're not going to continue to fund it through the levy. We're going to utilize free cash so that in years where we don't have the free cash, we don't do it.
Okay, so this is funding the stabilization fund.
Yes, funding the stabilization fund from free cash.
Yeah, from free cash.
Now that's what we're insinuating here. That doesn't mean that next year, if everybody really wants to fund the housing stabilization fund, it doesn't go back into the budget, or it's a priority.
That's the way, that's what it's happening here.
Right now, we're taking free cash and funding the stabilization fund.
Thank you.
We're saying that these are non-reoccurring, non-operating costs that we'd rather fund through articles. Now, let's say the preschool subsidy one, the main reason we see this as a better approach is they don't necessarily spend every penny of that every year, and this way it would accumulate. Now these funds roll, so like if they, in the preschool subsidy, if 205,000 is spent this year because of the number of people that applied and the amount that they doled out, that extra 35, 20, 15,000, whatever the number is, would roll towards next year. So
For that purpose.
only
Whereas in
for
the
that
budget, it would
purpose.
not.
Purpose,
These
yeah.
are specific articles, yes.
Right.
Yeah, that can only be spent for that purpose.
Just so you know, MS4 stands for Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System.
There you
So
go.
it's MS to the fourth, not MS4.
Yeah.
MS4. Yeah, not adding that.
MS Quad.
Okay, any further discussion on,
Yeah, I had a question there.
Okay.
You mentioned that the finance contingency or whatever it's called.
The reserve fund.
The reserve fund went into the operating budget and it went from 175 to what?
225?
wait, let's not
Right.
change.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the budget yet.
Right.
It's a budget topic,
Okay.
so let's stay with this article.
Got it, sorry. My observation is that I understand that we're trying to move away from funding the budget with free cash. These things seem kind of recurring to me. It looks like most of it is recurring. So in terms of financial effect, we're burdening free cash. I know some of them might not go on next year, in future years, like electronic voting costs, that's for purchase, so that won't continue. But we have to continue to fund the OPEB trust. It'd be tough to get rid of the preschool subsidy program. So it's confusing me what the underlying philosophy is. I mean, I'm gonna vote for it.
The underlying philosophy is that, you know, these are, like, this was Tony's idea, not my idea, you know, but that said, I've never worked in a community that funded OPEB through the budget.
Really?
Yeah, like, always an article, fluctuating amounts, you know, you set a minimum and say, hey, the minimum we're ever gonna do is $300,000, but this year we have 350, so we're gonna throw 350 at it, that type of thing. They're like, you set priorities as a community and easily say, like, we're always, as part of our financial policies, this preschool subsidy and the OPEB trust are always gonna get funded, one way or another, you know? And
So
here-
we're basically funding it from last year, the prior year's levy instead of the current year's levy. 'Cause
Correct.
That's where free cash comes
Yeah,
from.
that's one way to look at it,
Okay.
yeah. You can dice it either way. I mean, you know, like you said, like you brought this up on Zoom, like the preschool subsidy is never gonna go away. The town's voted for it a bunch of times.
Yeah.
Just this year we have the free cash, so that's how.
Unless we have no kids.
Unless we have no kids, which could happen eventually
Little by
too.
little.
Yeah.
Scott, can I just point out the electronic voting costs, I believe we're renting the equipment, because the argument was the technology is changing so quickly, that if you bought it, it's gonna be obsolete in a
Thank
couple of
you.
years.
Okay, so
I
this is
think, so we're
recurring.
gonna see this
Yeah.
every year.
Okay. No further discussion? Yeah, Dana, sorry, almost missed you. You're right.
We used to also, at the end of the town meeting, basically, figure out how much we had spent on free cash, and if there was any left. We used to split it half and half into OPEB and the other half into the town stabilization fund. I see we're not doing that, but we are paying down OPEB.
I could add that, you know, we're gonna have a substantially more difficult year for snow and ice this year than we've had
Yeah.
historically, and so there's a good chance we're gonna need that additional free cash to help alleviate that issue this year.
Yeah, pretty much every penny of our leftover free cash is going towards snow and ice.
Which is like
This year.
450,000 or so that's not allocated yet.
I think almost just about 6.
Oh, okay.
Just
Oh,
about
yeah,
6.
there's
Can you
more.
come see us for a reserve fund transfer to some of it?
There's one
Yes.
already waiting to get on your agenda.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
And that's
okay.
worth, at some point tonight, having a quick conversation about reserve fund.
Are we thrown out of here at 8 o'clock, by the way?
Not as far as I know.
I'll find out.
Well, we were one night. I
Yes.
thought.
Yeah,
Yes,
that was
that's
that
exactly
one
right.
night,
Yep.
yeah.
That was, I think they were still under blizzard conditions or something. I forget. Okay. I think we can go ahead and vote. Actually, let's wait until Mark gets back. And then we'll
Did
vote.
they give you a key, Jay? Do you have a key?
Well,
I have a
Time is
key.
9 o'clock.
Not for
9 o'clock,
here,
okay.
but I
We
do
don't
it
have
for
to go
town
there.
hall now, so we're not gonna get stuck in the parking lot there anymore.
Okay, so let's vote on the new version of appropriations funded from free cash. Mark,
Aye.
Michelle,
Aye.
Dana,
I,
Peter,
Aye.
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Mark,
I,
and I'm an aye. Okay. And yes, you're right that lo and behold, the income reserve has been increased in the budget.
Yeah.
Out of thin air, mysteries abound.
I've been lobbying.
Okay, the next one I have that we held last time is voting on G1, the local comprehensive plan.
Because we promised we would read all 210 pages.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
236, I think.
I read all 3.
What article is
I'm
that?
glad you did.
I do have a comment.
I read them
Well,
as well.
Oh,
I skimmed.
27.
I skimmed.
27.
Gotcha. Article 27.
So, Mr. Chairman, I move, accept and adopt Article 27, adopt the local comprehensive plan.
Second.
Okay, further discussion? I see a hand up. Mr. Hughes?
My opinion,
Yes.
the plan does a really bad job of addressing energy use in this town and how we might become self-sufficient, at least on the municipal side, if not, individually, if you will. There's no mention about storage, no mention about detailed mention about expanding municipal sites around town, et cetera, et cetera. I just thought it would have gotten a little bit more emphasis. And I have no idea, I have asked, at least on one occasion, members of we have an energy committee.
Yep.
If there's been an energy balance audit, so-called, in town, and they just looked at me like I had 4 heads, so. I think it's somebody should work on the future. But I'm voting for the plan. It's a wonderful document with lots of pictures and color stuff and graphics.
Yes,
Yes,
exactly.
we like that.
It's a pretty
So it was an
standard
easy read, quite frankly.
plan. Until you get the print gets smaller and smaller.
I understand that.
Or at least that's what I found. Okay, further discussion on the comprehensive plan? It's comprehensive, but not necessarily as comprehensive as it could be. All right, Mark Peterson, vote.
I,
Scott?
Aye.
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Peter? Dana?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Michelle?
Aye.
Mark Ramirez?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Okay, let's see, I did want to mention and perhaps get some instruction before we get to the petition articles, which is the group we haven't voted on. I found in the second draft of the community preservation articles a few, I wouldn't call it, they're probably slightly different than Scrivener's errors, but a few changes in wording, and that I didn't know how. I only actually singled out finally 3, I think. I didn't know how we needed to deal with them or not.
Question is, Mr. Chairman, how significant you think those wording changes?
Well, let me mention them because they're pretty straightforward. That is CPC 7. CPC 7.
Which is,
Both my copies here. So
give us the title.
it is West Harwich Baptist Church.
39.
Yep. The change is from Historic Fund to Historic Preservation Reserve. The rest of it, I believe, is.
I would not change my vote based on that, but.
Right, exactly. It's all wording. It doesn't change none of these are other than wording changes to I guess tighten up from their standpoint which bucket it's coming from. It also did clean up. I'd say clean up. It was more clear. The second version, because we did bring this up, specifically says accept a historical preservation restriction versus expectation of one. So which I believe is an improvement based on our earlier conversation.
Could you please repeat that?
Pardon?
Could you repeat that, please?
Yes, I can.
That change?
The article now reads, let me just read the article, it's pretty short, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $667,500 from Community Preservation Act Fund fiscal year 2027 Historic Preservation Reserve to fund the historic West Harwich Baptist Church project, and to authorize the select board to accept a historical preservation restriction on the property. The applicant is the West Harwich Group, Inc., and to act fully thereon. That's the motion. You think, and do you think it needs to be reconsidered, or just change our wording? As
I changed my vote, I don't know, I mean, we voted for it.
we've already voted 8-0 on all these, actually. And okay, so nobody's concerned, and then I will update the wording just so that.
Says here we
in our
voted 7-0
activity.
on it.
Yeah.
Pardon?
7-0 on it, we voted according to this chart.
I'll check, I think we were, oh, no, I may have the wrong group, but anyway, I'll check. Yes, you're right, it may have been when Mark checked off.
Oh, that's right.
oh,
Yeah,
I left her,
7-0.
Yeah.
sorry.
Anyway, the next one is 8, As an aside, that I'm not even going to get into, all of them added somebody who wanted to be an added abstention on all of the articles. I'm a new member. So Robbins Pond project, it said open space balance, it now should be open space reserve. And it also now includes accepting a conservation restriction on the property. Do we have any problem with that?
39
Okay, we'll
Baptist
stick with
Church,
our votes,
39.
so
Thank
we'll
you.
make any wording changes necessary. And 12, Hinkley's Pond. The wording sequence was moved around a little bit, but the $109,145
It's 44 for those playing at home.
is coming from the undesignated fund balance, and the 28,854 is now coming from the estimated annual revenues versus the undesignated anticipated revenues. And that's the change. So again, it's just wording of being specific on the pool, the pot of money that it's coming from. Everybody okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume all the votes stay the same. Okay.
Can we look at the two Penrose ones on the CPC?
We did vote it, we could,
We did?
yep, we voted at the end of last meeting, we voted both of the Penrose projects.
We've kicked that.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No,
Yeah,
we
I
voted
thought,
them.
Postponed.
I thought we
Oh,
held
we were
those.
waiting for,
We weren't waiting for anything.
oh, okay.
I thought we had discussion about Chatham had voted it down.
We did, and we
Or pending
can-
further information.
We can, so, I mean, I'm happy to go ahead and reconsider, that's okay.
Yeah.
I thought
This
it was
was CPC
indefinitely
5 and 6.
postponed pending further information.
No, we didn't, we voted, but.
Okay, well,
again,
so Mr. Chairman, I would move Article 37, which is called Penrose Zero Meeting House Road in Chatham.
Yep.
I'd move to reconsider. And I do that based on new information we have and what's been in the press and et cetera, et cetera.
Reconsider, okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Second. Okay, Mark,
Aye.
Michelle,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Dana? Move
think
to
he's-
reconsider.
He said aye, but he didn't have
Okay.
his.
Oh, you're on
written
mute, you're
Yeah,
on mute,
but I saw his mouth say aye.
you're on mute.
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
I'm an aye.
Mark,
Aye.
I'm an aye, okay, 9-0. Now, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, on Article 37, Penrose Zero Meeting House Road, Chatham, I would move indefinitely postpone.
The to IP, Peter, do we have a second?
Second. Yeah.
Okay, this is what we voted before, but we can vote it again. Any discussion on the motion?
Yeah, I wanna, what is it, Peter, that you said has come up?
Well, in Chatham, the selectmen voted against it,
They voted
and they're the
against
host,
Yeah,
it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
okay, so I mean, there's an indication right there.
Okay.
So,
yeah. We have a
and I think
host.
Orleans voted against it.
In Chatham, the CPC voted for it.
Yeah, the selectmen
And
voted
then
against it.
the select board, or whatever they call themselves, voted against both of these articles, both Penrose projects. And I think may have been unanimous. Orleans CPC voted not to support the two projects. And as I understand it, I couldn't, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the way I remember reading it.
I have a naive question.
Pardon, yes.
What's the difference between this indefinite postponement and voting to accept and adopt and then have a vote where we might vote yea or nay?
You may be the expert historically, you and Dana.
Well, no, but
on
if
the
you vote
distinction.
accept and adopt,
Right,
and you vote against it, basically, let's say it ended up being 2-7,
Yeah,
then we really didn't accept and adopt because we
Right.
defeated it.
right.
Yeah, so what the chairman could have done was call for a positive motion on this article to reconsider, after we reconsidered. In hearing none, he would ask for another motion, which would be to indefinitely postpone, which means we voted against it.
So there's no motion to reject an article, no such thing.
I've,
The wording is indefinitely postponed,
the
which means you're
wording,
not
the
voting for
wording
it.
that is used is indefinitely postponed,
Okay.
as opposed, for some reason, instead of no.
Yeah. Okay, I was just looking for a way to say no.
However, I think when you get your clicker, it's gonna say yea or nay or yes
Yeah,
or
yeah,
no.
yeah.
There you go.
I mean,
That's right, I bet there won't be an
Do we have
indefinitely
clickers?
postponed.
We got clickers?
For
Yeah,
this year.
first
Yeah.
time.
First
We're
time,
gonna
yeah.
try it out.
So
It's
Scott,
good.
and-
if you wanna emphatically reject
Moderator
something,
say he's only
you
gonna
vote to
use them
accept
on
it, and then
articles that
everyone
look
votes
like
nay.
mini
So that's an emphatic
So otherwise it'll be yay
rejection.
or nay.
Yeah,
and
that's
we'll
what it
move on.
is.
Versus an
It's
IPP,
unanimous.
which is a subtle
Good, so it won't take forever.
rejection.
Uh,
Come back to it.
We have done both, we had.
Mhm. It
most-
just seemed like the most clear-cut case of a strong no that I've seen so far.
Can I-
this
But
round.
in this case, the perhaps less strong may be right, because the project, nobody's killed the project. The part of the argument in Chatham, or at least, I mean, there were different arguments, but some argument, and, was that I read anyway, was that they don't need the money, that Penrose has the funding to do the project. And without additional town funds. I personally don't know, haven't been studying those projects, but I know I read that was a comment. So in the case of, in fact, the project may just go ahead as is, for all I know, and just save the town some money.
Can I just comment? So my read on that is, if someone says, do I have a motion to adopt this? And you have two people, someone who's making the motion and someone who's seconding it, there's at least two people in the room or at the table who want it.
It's a little awkward to vote no after you've.
Right.
But sometimes
no,
it's
no.
just for discussion, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can,
Oh, just, yeah.
you can propose and accept and adopt for the purpose of
Discussion.
shooting it down
Yeah.
emphatically.
Yeah.
Okay, but the other Penrose project, are you we're gonna go through the same thing, Peter?
I'm sorry, what?
Main Street.
We didn't vote this.
We didn't vote,
Yeah,
we
we have
didn't
to
vote
vote.
the motion we have.
Yeah, I thought we did.
We
No, we
did.
didn't.
Yeah, we voted to
Right
indefinitely
now,
postpone.
we voted to reconsider.
Yeah, we gotta vote again.
Yeah.
Oh, now we have to vote.
Mr.
Yes,
Chairman,
there's an IPP on the table.
Dana?
just for Scott's information, in the past, finance committees used to vote to accept and adopt, and then when it didn't pass, there would be an immediate motion to indefinitely postpone, and then you'd vote that.
Okay, so we'll just skip to IPP.
So we're just skipping a step, but it's okay. It's an okay thing to do.
Okay, so I guess it's time to vote then on indefinite postponement. Mark?
Aye.
Michelle?
Aye.
Dan?
Aye.
Dana?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. Now we can move on to C6, or to the Main Street Penrose project.
My notes, Mr. Chairman, on the CB6, which is Chatham Main Street project, I haven't definitely.
That's what I believe we voted originally, yes.
Okay, we just need to record the vote here, I guess.
Okay.
What was the vote?
IPP 7.
Somebody had the, it's in the minutes. It's in the minutes.
The CPC Articles 6. I have 8-0.
Yep, okay. Unless somebody feels the need to get in on there and vote again, or had their vote counted.
Leave it the way it is. Okay.
So what were the votes on the 38 and 37 and 38?
37 was 9-0,
9-0 to indefinitely postpone.
definitely postponed. 38 was indefinitely postponed, 8-0. That's based on who was in the meeting, who wasn't last week.
Okay, and I'm sorry, 38 was oh what, indefinitely
It was
postponed?
it was 8-0. my
Oh,
record.
wait, indefinitely postponed, all right, just for Natasha.
Yeah.
I say, you're probably gonna give Natasha an
I
update.
think I already have, we're just,
All right,
there's just timing of the sequence as to what she's been able to do
Okay.
anything with.
I just have a quick question. I'm noticing that the select board have a 05, so do we need to record this as a 09? Like there's a 05 indefinitely postponed. Is that the proper process?
I don't know, I'll talk to
Or is there
Natasha tomorrow.
backwards?
I'm gonna talk to,
55-0.
yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna talk to
Yeah.
Natasha
Okay,
about that
okay, I
tomorrow.
just wanted to make sure
Well,
we
and
were
I
recording
do
it.
think if I was listening to the select board right, they did some of what Scott was talking about. They had some positive motions that were just voted
Oh,
against.
okay.
That's right.
If I listened to and did not go through second stage, just took
No.
just,
Being that I was here, I can help make sure that your vote gets across correctly.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
So, Mr. Chairman, maybe we had the administrative expenses for CPC, that was one we didn't, I don't think we voted.
again, we did vote it, we can vote it again,
Yeah.
we did,
Did we?
yeah.
Yeah, it's just missing on the tracker.
50,000?
Yeah, we voted to approve that.
With, I think,
So
I
that-
think Dana voting against, I believe.
So we had some feedback, oh, here we go, we had some feedback from the chairman of CPC saying that they had to hire a secretary, which we have to do too, and they might have some legal expenses.
Yes, I have 7-1.
7-1.
Okay, well, let's record it then.
I got it.
And they have those signs that they put up around town. This comes out.
Jen, could you tell us how much I spent last year? The administrative numbers?
I can't. I think I sent that to Bob previously, but
Well, and you sent me an update, which I don't remember.
I don't
the
remember either
original-
off the top of my
Okay, that's
head,
all right.
but I
What you
can,
originally sent me just had payroll expenses, that's all they had spent. And then you sent me something saying you had found some other spending somewhere. But I know when I was on it, we used to occasionally use it for front-end real estate projects.
It
for
does
some,
get turned back if they don't use it, so.
some of that kind of work. And yes, it's a 1 year.
Yes, it gets
Yes,
turned
that's
back.
correct.
Non-rolling
Yeah.
article.
Okay.
Which was kind of the important point, that it just closes out
Closes
at
out,
the end of the
Correct.
goes to their goes to their big bucket.
Where would you like to take us next, Mr. Chairman?
Petition articles.
Now in the warrant, it's confusing because you did what you were asked to do and you sprinkled them.
I did, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But on the blue sheet, it might be the best way to do, like, it might be better to follow this sheet now, because only because you can go in order.
I'm going in the order of the tracking sheet,
Okay.
P1 through P12.
Hopefully that lines up.
It'll line up eventually.
It'll line up eventually.
Okay, let's wait till Peter gets back. Is there anything else here we did, not with that? Eventually I want to talk about that when we get to back to new budget stuff that was sent out. There was a listing of free cash stuff. There are 2 items in there that I don't know where they're getting. I don't know where they are in articles. There's one for $5,000 and there's one for something else.
What were they?
In the new book that you sent
Yep.
out, one of the first behind use sources and uses, there's a schedule of
free cash.
I think it's free cash, and there are 2 items that have not appeared before in that schedule, or there are in the copy that I was sent.
I'll look at it right now
Yep.
while you're
We're gonna do petition
doing
articles.
petition. We'll work on that.
So, the first, we're doing them in the order of the tracking sheet. So P1 is let's get this. To see if the town will vote to prohibit multifamily development special permits in rural, low, and medium density residential zoning districts by amending the code of the town of Harwich.
That was a Tony. I don't know what that means.
Everybody with me? Okay.
Is that Article 50?
That one should be.
56
Yeah.
in the warrant.
That.
Oh, we've already voted.
I thought so.
That's, yeah, we have a vote already.
that
Oh, no, I apologize.
Oh,
That's
they got
planning.
done on
I apologize.
It's okay because they're not.
We,
voting
dis-
on
we
this.
discussed but didn't vote on almost
That's gonna be
all
a
of the
bigger number
petition
though, cause
articles.
there's gonna be prior year bills other than that.
Is that what that is?
Hold them until people had a chance to
I
read
had given her
Katie's
a number,
comments,
I
which
think.
they have had a chance to do or not
There
do.
were a whole bunch of Article
No,
325.
Perfect.
Oh, I
This is
gotcha.
different, see?
Okay, gotcha.
There were a bunch that were,
Okay.
were
Yeah, that we
sponsored by
pushed
the
off.
housing trust, I
Okay.
believe. We voted on, but not,
I thought we voted.
Yeah, there's one that we did, it looks like.
We
and one
voted, we
didn't.
voted on
Yeah,
Patrick Cotton's trees,
yep.
We voted on the fertilizer.
and I think we voted on fertilizer, and
Oh, this
they
one.
may be the only two that we actually
That's the
voted on.
That's correct.
And we only voted on them because they were
Unchanged.
identified to us as being unchanged from past years.
And I have recorded accept and adopt 5-3 in both of those. Not reflected on here, but,
Yeah, well, so which one, so you,
so I think the fertilizer one, we voted accept and adopt 5-3.
The 3, yeah.
And the 3 against it were Dana, myself, and I don't remember the other one. Who voted against it? Was that Michelle? Mark, okay, so Mark voted against it. And then on tree preservation bylaw, again, accept and adopt 5-3. Michelle, myself, and somebody else. Who was that, Mark? Was that you?
Is that the one with the blank in it?
What, the what?
The circumference of the tree is blank?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was-
so you guys affirmatively
adopt.
accepted and adopt, and do I need to know the 3 for the warrant?
They usually put them in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
They usually,
I'll send you that.
okay,
yeah, they usually identify
Yeah.
the names.
yeah.
I have an answer for you if you still want it, Peter, if on the CPC
I'm
admin.
gonna ask you to reconsider the tree one.
Oh, wait a second, I want to get an answer.
I was trying to go in order of the way that they're in the
Okay.
tracking sheet and not just start jumping around here. If we can. If that's okay.
It's okay with me?
Okay. Cause that's also the way we took them up, or didn't take them up, took them up pretty much originally in order. So, to start again. P1 is, see if the town will vote to prohibit multi-family development special permits in rural, low,
It's 56,
and medium
56.
density residential zoning districts, amending the code of the town. Do I have a motion? I don't see one.
Your motion's coming, I think.
Yeah, Alan Peters finding it.
It's coming.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to get to the right one.
Maybe a motion
Do
coming.
you need a
but-
page number or an article number?
No, I got 53,
56.
56, I'm sorry. Still in the uptake, that's all. Who's the petitioner, by the way?
100 mark.
I think, yes. Under Mark, who spoke at the select board meeting.
So, just for fun, Mr. Chairman, I would move Article 56, amend bylaw 325, multifamily development special permits, accept and adopt.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to accept and adopt the article as I just read. Discussion on the article. More discussion, and we said we weren't gonna get into more discussion on the ones we'd already discussed, so hopefully we'll keep that up. Seeing none, let's have a vote. This is to accept and adopt the article again, positive. Mark Amaris,
Aye.
Michelle.
Aye.
Aye.
Dan, aye. Dana,
No,
Peter,
Aye.
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Mark. And I'm a no, so that is 7-2. 2 with Dana and me. No, Peter was a positive. Dana and I were the no's.
Peter's aye.
Can I just clear, oh, I'm sorry. clarification, please. All right, so on our spreadsheet, we got a 56 down at the bottom, non-conforming structures and uses, and then you flip the page, you got another 56. Are these,
Oh, that's a problem.
okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good catch.
So I just wanna make sure we were voting on the correct
So we just
one.
voted on the one on
Yeah.
the last page, right?
Yeah, which is actually 57.
So we just took a vote on
But I-
57.
I have it, I'm following.
Okay.
I'm following.
Okay,
We tried like heck to get this together.
No,
for
it's
you
okay, we
guys
just wanna make
tonight,
sure we
so-
get it correct.
Yeah.
It's been a
and
scramble.
just like the job that Dana and I are having, with
Yeah.
sorting and rematching multiple versions of these things.
So hold on one second.
Hmm?
In the version of the articles of the warrant that I'm looking at, multifamily development is 56, and, non-conforming is 57.
You guys just voted to amend bylaw 325, correct?
Yeah, for the special permits
Yeah.
one.
I have that at 7-2. I'll make sure that's.
That's
And that
Article
is
56.
57 or 56? What
the
article?
warrant I'm looking right now.
Okay.
You voted to not allow multifamily development special permits in these districts,
Right.
so we know what we're voting on. Okay, P2. This is the fertilizer reduction bylaw. Applying to the state for special
Let's
legislation
go back to your number.
on fertilizer reduction.
Yeah, just so to speak.
This is
That's
325, yeah.
P2, yep.
That would be
I gotta find it. Where is
We
it?
did vote on this one
Where is it?
before,
Where is it?
5-3.
Let's see where we are.
With,
Oh, okay, it's Article 31.
That is not.
with
Okay, yep.
Peter, Mark Ramirez, and Dan opposed.
And we did, you're right.
That
Dana, I don't know if you want us to reconsider Article 31, which is the fertilizer reduction
Two
bylaw.
56s on there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, there's 9 people
So
here.
this is what you guys just voted.
Yeah,
to
'cause-
reconsider.
Right.
Because
that's
you
true.
weren't
Yeah,
here
he
to
wasn't
vote on
here
that
for
one, I
those
don't think.
votes. Yeah.
56.
Right, I was not.
You want us to?
Yeah,
Okay,
please.
So, Mr. Chairman, I would move we reconsider Article 31 fertilizer reduction bylaw.
Second.
No, it must be 56 as well.
What number was that one?
That was 31.
I'll have to go through it with her tomorrow. We're close.
AKA P2.
okay. Vote on the reconsideration motion. Mark,
Oh, aye.
Michelle,
Aye.
Dan?
No.
No?
No.
For reconsideration, okay.
Dana?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Aye. Mark? And I will be an aye for reconsideration. Page 1, Dan. Okay, now.
So, Mr. Chairman, just to make it easy, I will move to accept and adopt Article 31 fertilizer reduction bylaw.
Second.
Okay, discussion on the fertilizer bylaw.
I'm still against it.
Any,
So,
well,
yeah.
Yeah, and I'll just add my 2 cents worth. If you read town council's opinion, he just says that flat out, we've turned this down 4 years in a row and it hasn't changed. So town meeting doesn't want this. So I'm gonna support town meeting and vote no on it.
So, just to clarify what we're voting on, we're making a statement that's gonna go to the state, and it has to be really done at the state level? Is that-
we are asking, we are making a motion, the article is to go to the state to ask for the permission through
Oh, I see.
ask for the permission for the town to in fact adopt its own fertilizer bylaw.
Okay, got it.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
What if it's voted yes by town meeting, and the state agrees to give us the home rule, it approves the home rule petition, and we make the law, and then 3 years later, we decide we wanna tweak the law. Do we have to go back for more home rule, or can we tweak it on our own? Anybody know?
I would guess,
I believe you have to go back.
I would say that it depends upon the wording as to how the whole thing actually transpires. What they, if the state approves something, what they actually approve.
Yeah, cause they don't necessarily
because-
approve exactly what we say.
Because there may be wording they don't accept in what's sent in to begin with.
Right.
And I have no idea what leeway they have to make decisions with regard to what they decide to send back as being a accepted home rule. And that may affect what the flexibility is or not. Don't know.
Not to mention, we're not asking the state to do this, we're asking the Board of Selectmen to be authorized to do this, and according again to town council, they don't have to do it if they don't want to. He feels they're already authorized to be able to do this, if they want to.
So it's, to an extent, it's as with some of these other ones, it's a statement that the town could make of attitude.
Right. That's the way I'm interpreting a lot of these after having read the KP Law analysis. I mean, on technical grounds, most of these have flaws. And I'm going for my votes back to the sense that I want to communicate for the topic in general, regardless of technical flaws. And I'm voting yes to this again.
And the flaws, are related to, you can't really find who's doing certain things that are
Yeah,
against.
difficulty in enforcement is
Enforcement, yeah.
one commonly stated flaw. The flaw that I have a problem with is I think it's overly prescriptive, that a better petition would be to have a process for including people in the landscaping industry to write something that makes more sense. But I'm still gonna vote yes.
Yeah.
And you can also get into the same kinds of things that we've done with bottle law, plastic laws, and various other stuff that, gee, if they can do this in Dennis, then we shouldn't do something that, for some reason, that we shouldn't do anything that Dennis isn't doing, or that Orleans isn't doing, or something. But, did we lose some? No, we didn't lose somebody, we lost Jennifer.
Went to the bathroom.
Okay, we got all our votes, that's what counts. Any more discussion on the fertilizer? And then let's vote. Mark?
Nay.
Okay. Michelle?
Aye.
Dan?
Nay.
Okay. Dana?
No,
Peter?
No.
Tina?
Aye.
I'm I also.
Let me get my
Okay,
eyes.
sorry.
We had a no, and a no, and an aye. And a no, and a no.
You got 4 no's so far.
I think so, 4
One,
no's,
two,
and then an aye,
Yes,
and an aye, and an aye, and I'm an aye.
okay.
So
Five.
five,
Five.
4.
This doesn't have that.
So accept and adopt, pass 5 to 4.
With Mark,
This is the one you have to make sure you get the no's
Yeah.
properly listed,
Yes.
and
so we don't get
Dan
phone calls.
is no's.
Let Tina get the phone.
Yeah, when I get a phone call, gotta get my little statement ready.
Okay. P3, scenic roads. This is, there is in existence a state law already regarding scenic roads designation.
26.
And
26.
Article 26.
Article 26.
Article 20, regarding scenic road designation, that exists in Mass General Law. And so the town of Harwich could start using it, or not. Thus far, it has not started using it. This article is sort of, I suppose you could say, pressing the town to start using it, and suggesting some towns that some roads that
Didn't
might
the
be
select board vote 4 to 1 to approve it?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Oh, 4 to 1?
4 to 1.
What's this on here?
Oh, it's on there, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
He was the nay.
Oh, Pete was, okay, thank you.
Seemed to me that
was trying to follow
the town already has the ability to simply
Yeah.
start utilizing the scenic roads, the general law regarding scenic roads designation. That's from my standpoint, and that this is not, and then, for one, so that it could already do something, it could already use the law. And we talked before about this listing of roads coming across as being, while it may seem like it's just suggestions, it doesn't come across necessarily as just suggestions. At least in my reading, it could be interpreted as being a directive or as just suggestions, but there are a heck of a lot of roads listed here for.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It makes it look like you're accepting these roads.
It does make it look like it. That's my own comments anyway. But we need a motion to start with.
I'm not gonna give you a pause, well, I'll give you a pause of motion.
Okay.
I would accept and
There we
adopt
go.
Article 26, designation of scenic roads in the town of Harwich.
Second.
Okay. Additional conversation on this article.
Yeah, what is,
Chairman?
oh, go ahead, Dana.
Dana,
The biggest thing that bothers me about this, other than the fact that we can already do it, is that this article does not have any money in it. And we're the finance committee, and we got people trying to do something, and it's gonna cost money. And they're not gutsy enough to put an amount in there that we vote on. They're just saying, vote and do this, and then we have to somehow come up with money. And I just think that's poor planning to do it that way. It's a way to dodge what this is gonna cost us. And we have to consider that. As a finance committee member, I'm gonna vote against it.
further, Mark Peterson.
I'm trying to, if we adopt this, what is the downside of being a scenic road? Does it put some limitations on the people that actually live on the road?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
And so they might be very upset that something gets done that is not what they want? Is that the idea?
It regulates the removal of trees and stone walls within the road right-of-way.
So
Once
if they-
designated, any repair, maintenance, or reconstruction involving tree or stone wall removal requires written consent from the planning board after a public hearing.
And by the way, if I could, most people assume that their property line goes right to
Yeah.
the street, and it
It
doesn't.
yeah. No, I
So
get
they
that.
will be surprised and stunned when there are trees that they think they have control over, they no longer do have control
Right.
over.
Yeah, go.
My concern with this is that the
You remember when we preambulated the bounds between Harwich and Chatham, there's part of, Queen Anne Road that has a stone wall built right into the town boundary.
Yeah.
And, it starts in Harwich and goes all the way into Chatham, right on the boundary.
Well, a few years ago, not too many years ago also, I was observing the restaking of the four corners at Route 28 and Freeman Street. They were a popular four corners, and you wouldn't believe where those stakes ended up as to where the town line, the town property actually went to. It went across people's bushes, into their yards.
I believe it.
Because the road, as people sometimes don't understand, the middle of the road is not the middle of the right-of-way. And it can vary quite a bit depending upon the road and the intersection and the place you're measuring. Anyway, Dan had a comment.
yeah, my concern with the petition is that it doesn't make any reference to an appeals process or the need for an appeals process, and I think that's a major flaw.
Further conversation? Okay, ready for a vote? Mark? This
Nay.
is nay, okay. Michelle?
Aye.
Dan?
Nay.
Dana?
No,
Peter,
Peter?
No.
Peter?
No.
Oh, I am having such a
I
hard
know,
time.
it's hard.
Aye.
Dana?
Aye.
Oh, I should go like
Sign
this.
backwards.
No.
You have a no?
No.
I'm a no.
Oh, wow,
This is good.
Michelle.
So we,
Wow.
Gotta
Wait
get
a
our
minute, we
statements
have-
ready.
We have 2 yeas and 7 noes. One, is that right? You're a no.
No.
Definitely postpone.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Hang on. So what'd you get for a count?
I got 2, 7. 7 noes, 2 yeas.
Okay, so Mr. Chair, I would move indefinite postponement.
We need a second for that.
Second, you keep the
You
names.
got 2
We'll
seconds.
keep it
Dana
the
had it.
same. Let's let Scott second, Dana.
No worries. I withdraw my.
He withdrew it. Second.
Steve, Peter, and Scott. Any discussion on that?
Can I comment?
You may.
It's interesting that the select board voted 4-1.
4-1.
4-1.
I can tell you that I was sitting there and this conversation's much more in depth. I'm not sure that they totally, weren't
Understood.
glazed over at the moment.
Oh, that's interesting.
And by the way, if we vote indefinite postponement, when we get to town
They'll
meeting,
make the motion.
the moderator will ask for a positive motion. We won't have one. The select will have to make it, if they stay 4-1.
If they stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They voted awfully fast on the petition articles.
I think it was just,
Very long night
it was a long meeting.
and an emotional meeting.
So, let's take a vote. This is for indefinite postponement.
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Dana?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Tina?
Nay.
Aye.
Aye. So now we have a 7-2
Just flip it.
with Michelle
Consistent.
and
I would
Tina.
actually like more information, but.
Okay.
Okay. Why don't I have P4? I know, I bet P4 is the trees. I have a feeling P4 is the trees.
P4 is the tree preservation bylaw.
Yes. Come on.
Can we reconsider that one?
We had voted accept and adopt at 5-3, according to my notes. Dana's
Article
asking,
45.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Dana's asking to reconsider. Is that what you're asking?
Yep. Yes.
Mr. Chairman, I move to reconsider Article 45, tree preservation bylaw, petition article.
Do we have a second?
Second, sorry.
Reconsideration. Peter and Scott. Voting to reconsider then. Mark,
Aye.
Michelle,
Aye.
Dan,
Aye.
Dana,
Aye.
Peter,
Aye.
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Mark.
Aye.
9-0 to reconsider. Okay, we're open to a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I would, well, just to get it out there, I move to accept and adopt Article 45, petition article for tree preservation bylaw.
Second.
Okay, accepted. Been moved and seconded to accept and adopt. Further comments about the tree preservation bylaw?
I have,
Dana,
oh, I'm sorry, Dana.
That's all right. The reason I voted for in the past against this is, they're talking about the setbacks in your yard. I happen to own all the trees around my yard, and if you add in all the setbacks, that's quite a bit of my property. And now the town under this bylaw would control those trees instead of me. Right now, I control those trees.
I thought this
And I
was
could
only
go out
new
and cut down those
construction.
trees tomorrow, if I wanted to, and, could hire someone to do that or whatever, just so the town doesn't get there. This to me is a taking, and, I don't think that, I think it could be challenged in the courts, and, I'm just against it.
I thought this
Same
was
reason.
just for new construction, like developments, not for existing home sites.
Oh, no.
Right, I went to, my property the day that they were clearing the property, and I got to tell them specifically which trees to leave and which
Right.
trees to take. And they just lined out where they needed to put the house in, and, I got rid of some trees I didn't want and others, but now I wouldn't be able to control that in this scenario.
Do you wanna bring that up again, those bullets? Cause that's how I read it. I read it the same way you did.
But what Dana said is still true, because that would be a new development when he had a plot of land.
Oh, I gotcha.
that he
Okay.
was scoping out.
Okay,
so it's a valid point.
I get, Mr. Chair, my question
Yep.
is a 0-1 vote for select board, so,
That, they voted to indefinitely postpone, so it
Okay.
wasn't 0-1.
all right.
Well, having seen, over in Pleasant Lake, a number of developments where this clear cutting was just so extreme and left a 3-story pile of sand where trees used to be right along the bike path near, forget the road, Headwaters. Just to communicate my sense of this, I'm gonna vote in favor of this. And people can pay the fine. Not that they can't do what they wanna do, they just have to add some expense to their budget.
Mark
Just,
Peterson.
just a question, I'm not sure if it's this petition or the next one, but which one has the arborist that we're gonna,
Not this one,
Not this
Next one.
it's the next one, okay,
not this one.
okay.
This is
This is-
enforced by the town planner.
This is about trees in setbacks
Okay,
and whether or not there's what you have to do to be able to cut them down.
And it may limit
particularly
your
if you're doing
ability to
some
site
work.
a shed on your property or do an ADU or whatever.
Mhm.
So to me, it's about losing control of your property. To me, the development part needs to be controlled, no doubt about it, and needs to be enforced. But I don't think all of us need to live under this.
I think I could be wrong, but I think the original, as with different petitions as they come along, frequently they are based on some particular issue that somebody has.
Yep.
And they generalize it into a petition. In this case, we have developers in the town who have done new single-family home developments and clear-cut everything to make it easy to go in and just build. And then they may or may not add trees back after the fact, but it's cost efficient to just clear cut a strip if you bought this whole strip of land. Michelle?
I have a question is this for new construction? Does it affect people who have homes today?
I understood that it does not.
Well, if you read under building activity, it says construction of any accessory structures require a building permit, including but not limited to sheds 200 square feet, detached garages, pools, retaining walls with a height of 4 feet or greater. I mean,
That sure sounds like.
that could be
Yeah.
your lot.
It was clear at the select board meeting that it would include an addition on your house or a driveway.
Or demolition.
Anything that you have to pull a permit for.
Yeah,
yeah,
Or at least should pull a permit
yeah,
for
there
it.
you go.
yeah, no, there isn't, we don't.
But this is taking your property rights away from you.
Now, if it was written specifically for some guy doing, I'm making this up, a 4-unit or more development, then we might have a different view, I might have a different view of it, but to me, it's taking away my right, or some right.
It's increasing your costs, yeah.
Yep.
It's owners.
Okay, Dan,
It would seem to me that 45 and 46 should be combined.
No, they can't, it's a petition article.
I know you can't, but, I'm just thinking of how one goes about voting against these two provisions, but supporting the combination of the two for future consideration. I guess indefinitely postpone?
talk to the
And let the
petitioners.
petitioners-
For
Let
next
the
year.
petitioners take it up.
Next year.
Yes, because I think there are different petitioners and also. in
Yeah,
this
there are.
case, yes.
Yeah, you done? Okay. I just wanna make a general comment. I don't know, I read these and they're all like, don't do that, you know? Instead of incentivizing people to change their behavior. I like, you know what I mean? So,
It's not what government does.
well,
They don't educate, they
So
say,
instead of
you
a
can't do
fine,
this.
we'll write you a check to keep your tree. For each tree you keep,
Well, I'm just saying, that's my read on something like this.
I think we skip something when we don't establish laws, regulations that suggest positive outcomes.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes, and even with petition ones, sometimes the petitioners try to do that, but it's still, for the group of people that at the time, we will run into that with, probably, when we get to rodenticides as an example, that people can get into, or the fertilizers were the same way, that you might think, gee, inherently people would think it's a good thing to not do these things, but that's not necessarily the way people think.
Nope.
So there's, individual humans. Any further conversation? Seeing none, let's vote.
What is the motion,
So the
Mr.
motion,
Chairman?
yeah, let's get
The
clear.
motion is to accept and adopt
Okay.
the tree preservation bylaw. That's the motion.
Nay?
Nay.
Dana?
No,
Peter?
No.
Tina?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Nay.
And I'm a nay.
2-7.
Mr. Chairman, I would move Article 45, tree preservation bylaw, indefinitely postpone.
So we have a new motion to IP
Second.
from, and Scott. And let's vote that motion.
Aye?
Michelle?
Aye.
Dana?
I,
Peter?
Aye.
Tina?
Nay.
Scott?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
And I'm an aye. So everybody stayed the same with
What's the vote?
7-2.
7-2 to indefinitely postpone, okay.
and who were the two?
Myself, Tina,
And May.
and Scott.
The tree huggers, as they're known.
And I apologize, I
Don't
know.
apologize, you voted.
No, no, for the 01, am I misunderstanding? It says 01, so that means.
Yeah, I'm saying that's a mistake.
Okay, thank you.
That
'Cause
they
I thought
probably
you
voted,
said,
I
yeah,
think,
that's
I
how we
can't
voted,
remember,
and I
but
was
my
like,
guess is it's 05,
Okay,
indefinitely postponed.
all right.
Again, they do some of what exactly Scott was talking about.
Actually,
They do
5-0
some of these
indefinitely
Simply
postponed.
negative.
5-0. Yeah, she
negative
just
votes
flipped
on
it the
positive
other way.
Yeah.
motions.
Yeah,
Wait, are you talking about the select board?
yeah.
Yeah,
That's which article it is. Sorry, never mind.
yeah, because, okay.
Okay, P5, which is,
Mr. Chair, can I jump in for 1 second?
you may.
Do you anticipate any budget stuff tonight further, or do you think it'll take the last hour to do petition articles?
I don't think it should take, where are we?
8.
I don't think it should take an hour to do petition articles.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, because they're there, do you wanna take them out of order?
Yeah,
I don't wanna screw you guys up, but if you're gonna think it was gonna take you for the next hour.
I'd just like to
then-
make sure we get through the petition
Yeah, right,
articles
I
so that we've
understand.
voted everything, I believe, once we get through them. And then, everything except the town budget and the Monomoy budget.
Again, the capital stuff. Or did you already vote the
We
capital
voted
stuff?
them.
I think
All right,
Without
they're
a
just not
funding
on the
source.
sheet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without a funding source.
So they're
we
just
know
not on
those.
the sheet, but you
Yeah,
voted
we
them.
voted them.
Okay, great.
Yeah, we
Sounds
went through them all.
We
That's
voted them
great.
individually, and then we.
Yeah, that's
I've
great.
checked- That's why I had those 2 exceptions, or 1 exception.
Yeah, I just didn't have it on the sheet.
That's
That's
the
fantastic.
articles, in terms of the groupings. They've
So
done.
could I just ask a question? When we get all done
Yes.
tonight, we should be almost done except for those 2 budgets. The selectmen haven't voted a budget, right?
No, not yet.
So do you anticipate the vote next Monday?
I hope so.
And the school budget, school will vote when?
The school, so the problem is that the school is voting next Thursday night, a week from tonight.
No.
So, I don't know how the select board are gonna have to vote the following Tuesday on the budget article.
Okay, and when do we have to be done, Mr. Chairman? Just,
We've been told we have to deliver all of our recommendations by the end of business on the 31st, which is Tuesday.
I bought you time today. You could vote on Article 2nd, and as long as I walk away with votes that night, then we'd be okay.
On April 2nd?
Correct. I don't know that you're gonna need to, because at this point, you guys are almost done.
yeah, so.
But I talked to Natasha, we need to go to print on the 6th. So as long as I leave here on April 2nd, done, then it would be good.
So if we
I
get
don't know
to,
that you need that.
yeah, but if we get through the petition article, just a suggestion, we get through the petition articles tonight. We meet again next Thursday and we have the two budgets to consider.
The town and the school.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I think we'll be pretty much done, right? And so
I believe so,
we
yeah.
should be okay. It's because selectmen are gonna be in a bind.
The selectmen are gonna have to vote everything on the 30th.
And we're gonna have to
Finish
get Tina looking at,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, because the school committee is taking their vote next Thursday, the 26th, so we could follow it real time and do other things until that vote's taken, and then we'll,
and you think you have an
Yeah.
agreement?
To further the fact that I believe I have an agreement, the budget subcommittee is voting right now to recommend the budget to the full school committee.
Okay,
The
so.
chances of the school committee going against the budget
Yeah, so
subcommittee's
what we could do
recommendation.
is vote
Yeah.
that budget subject to the school committee finalizing it.
Yep.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
or live time, like
right.
you say.
And whatever.
right. And I can look at the agenda to get an idea about
Yeah.
what time they're gonna take the vote.
And we could watch it live too.
Yeah, exactly.
You can tell them to
So
move
I don't
it
Can you
think-
move it up to the
Move up
first
their
item?
So
After
you guys
public
may not
comment?
need to hang around, I mean,
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
you're welcome to.
It's up to you, Mr. Chair. I'm not pushing to leave, but I've
No, I
sat through the
understand.
citizens petition.
have folks had any chance to look, I know I just got the budget, the town budget fairly late, and so I forwarded it as soon as I could, but I would guess that you haven't had much of any chance to look at it.
Just skimmed it, really.
So wanna just do that next Thursday night?
I'd like to ask that question though before you leave, that's the
Yeah,
one thing
yeah.
that struck me so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, that's the biggest dollar number we have to deal with is the town budget, so it's okay to wait till next week.
100%. I wasn't anticipating you guys would vote it tonight, so.
$51.8 million.
You don't know us, sometimes we just vote on this.
Well, I also
Yeah.
thought you didn't vote all the capital stuff.
We did,
so I-
because we knew we were gonna get in the bind, we just
Yeah.
said,
Yeah,
rip
great.
it.
So the page after sources and uses, after the bar graph, it says free cash proposed uses for fiscal 2027.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can.
Oh, good.
So the
Pull it up, I think.
HCDC project, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to look into it, but it's not in any of the articles, so I'm not sure that it matters.
So I asked Tony that, and I said, what is this, cause I don't see it anywhere, and he said it needs to stay in.
But how could it,
And
where would it stay?
I don't
We
know.
don't vote it if it's not in an article, so.
I don't know, I
I'll have to
haven't been
find
in
out.
on all the
Yeah.
article talk either, so.
Which one's that? I can't.
The
The
HCDC project for
I'm trying to figure out what that would
5,000,
be.
Yep, there was that one, and then
and then
there's
what's the
one
other
near,
one?
there's one near the top for, I think, 14 or 15. Let me see the chart, excuse me. I can't seem to quickly-
At the bottom, there's prior year obligation, Judge
Wait,
T.
was this a part of
ins
that
opt
group
out.
that we were talking about? Let me just
I got
see.
it. Okay on that, it's okay on that,
HCDC is
all that
historic.
Affordable housing. alternative.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, it
trying to
was
figure out what the acronym is for.
HCDC and
Historic
the
cultural
last
district
one,
prior
the
year
prior year
bills.
obligation.
What's the acronym?
HC.
Yeah, historic or Harwich
Oh, the
Cultural
motion.
District? I'm just like,
Yeah.
It's the standard prior year
Correct.
bills
Yeah.
article.
In the
Yes.
motion, so that we did that a little bit different this year. The article is not gonna have the amount of money, and I don't know how we're gonna, maybe that's one that we can't, you guys, I don't know how you wanna do that. But we're holding, what we'd like to do is, because we don't know, like, what if you guys vote to recommend that next week for
Harwich
13,000?
Community Development Corporation.
okay,
So, the prior year bills, our concern around putting the amount of money in the article is if a bill comes to our attention next week, that's an issue for us,
Right.
you know, that's an issue for everybody.
We,
So-
we have already voted the position that we're gonna wait until, we voted no recommendation already on the prior year bills. And we're not gonna vote a positive motion until unless we have a number, so.
That's great.
It may be the meeting that we have prior to town meeting.
Yeah.
Town
Yeah.
meeting, that's awesome. That's
So
what-
I actually pitched to the board that, we could even go to the point where we vote on the town meeting floor.
Mhm.
And
But
that's what
so
I've done
we-
in prior towns.
We've already taken that position.
right.
And
Yeah.
Pending more
HCDC,
information.
I gotta look into that with Tony, but it is not in any article other than on this sheet, so I gotta look into it.
Yeah, I couldn't find, and that, it struck me, I'm going, wait a minute, I checked off each other.
If
I
he
didn't-
wanted to fund that, then I need to redo an article to add it.
Yeah,
because
we
it's not-
gotta find the
yeah.
money from somewhere.
I'll
whatever.
find out.
and add it for whatever reason.
So for a guy that didn't get a chance to look at it, impressive.
Right.
Because you picked it up.
Found a PO box for it.
Yeah,
Okay, so, yeah,
all right,
we'll just go ahead and finish the petitions and.
sounds good.
Yeah.
All right,
And
we'll
if we
come,
can
I'll
talk
be here
about-
and Jen will probably join me. We'll be here next Thursday to vote the budget and the Monomoy budget.
Yep.
Sounds good. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you very much for coming. I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
we
Thank
didn't.
As much
sorry
as
to
we
take up
love
all your
these
time.
petition articles, like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
You had a long day.
I got some
Yeah.
work done, so.
well, we just did this Monday night.
You weren't paying
Oh,
attention.
yeah, you
We
gotta go
both,
through it
we
again.
both did the
Yeah.
petition articles Monday
I
night.
already went through all these Monday night, yeah, so.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
thank you
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you very much.
okay, P5, rodenticides.
Okay.
What's it called?
Rodenticide,
It's called
SG.
Oh, the
Sugar.
rodents, the
SGAR.
rats.
SGAR, sure.
Yeah, it's Article 32.
Save the rats. Need a motion.
I'll move to accept and adopt this for fun.
Second.
Bye, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks very much for coming.
Yeah,
Yes,
see you
we
guys. We'll see
appreciate
you
it.
next Thursday.
Thank
night.
you.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, this is to limit second generation anticoagulant rodenticides specifically in their uses.
I had no idea how you regulate this.
Well, this is another case is, I think we were talking before, I do think it's a case of simply seeing if the town wants to make a statement about an attitude. That
Thank you.
trying to get more people to understand that that anticoagulant rodenticides are really awful things. And I guess that was what was brought up at various times was that I guess the state is in fact at some level of process. I mean, it is the state of Massachusetts, so who knows, of dealing with this same topic in some way, shape, or form. And I think it was mentioned that other towns have put forth efforts to try and get the state to let them.
I would be more comfortable just
Right,
waiting until the state comes out with some regulation. So that, it's always these fears, you know, I can go to Agway and Dennis and get it, but I can't go to someplace in Harwich, a dog hardware store, or I can go to Chatham and get it. Who's gonna regulate it?
I think if I read this right, it's not even limiting sales, it's just limiting uses. Trying to encourage, unfortunately, you know, on a regular basis, I end up encountering it, and it's really it's really terrible stuff.
And it says it's public education and outreach efforts
That's
that
what
the
it
town
is.
would be compelled to engage in, so I don't know
Right, but
how they
there's
do
no,
it, but.
there's no funding in it to do that.
Yeah,
You just put that on us.
that's the biggest problem.
Okay, further conversation, discussion, we have a motion on the table to accept and adopt. Seeing no more discussion, we'll start with Mark.
Aye.
Michelle,
Bye.
Dan,
Aye.
Dana,
No,
Peter,
No,
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
and I'm an aye. 7-2.
this book with me. I have a book.
Oh,
On
okay.
Cool.
Got the special book.
He's gonna be calling me
Now,
tomorrow.
why don't I
Where's my
have-
book?
Why don't I have P6 here?
Title?
It's Article 15,
Oh, where are we going now?
Marceline.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's why, I'm assuming that well, they, no, if it's the Marceline one, which I guess it is, that it's too bad that the petitioner didn't actually simply withdraw it, because in his speaking at the select board meeting, he was very clearly acknowledging the fact that the property is under agreement, and that this is really a moot article.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, he wanted to generalize then and say, well, if you pass this, it could have something to do with other properties that come up, but that's not what it's about. It's about a specific piece of property that is in fact under agreement, and, so.
Can I ask a question?
Yep, yes.
However, I'm looking for what article it is.
15.
P6.
I'm sorry, I'm talking about on here.
15.
15.
15.
But the select board voted 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
I think they voted to indefinitely postpone it for one. That's what,
Oh, it says.
On the copy I'm looking at, it says accept and adopt.
Yeah,
they?
because it's not noted.
Jeff Hander was the name.
that would be strange. I mean,
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that vote. I was
Well,
there.
I think, basically, I think that they really were in not thinking about, didn't seem to be particularly focused on discussing the petition articles at length, and just kind of heard 5 minutes comment. People were limited to 5 minutes, and then just went vote. And I think in this case, I could be wrong, but I think that they sort of said, well, it doesn't matter, so let's just vote for it, so who cares? I could be wrong. I didn't post it.
but I think, it is under agreement. You can't talk about other properties. The article is the way it is.
Yeah.
It's a moot point.
Yeah, and it might be under agreement, but it might fall through, so I'm gonna vote yes, we didn't vote on this
The
already.
town
but-
council did say that they already have this authority.
Yeah, I know, it's a message. That's what it is
Yeah,
for me.
sometimes it's a
Anyway,
message.
I need a
Yep.
motion.
I'm with second adopt Article 15. just for
Second.
fun.
To accept and adopt, again, this is the one asking the town to spend time on the Mars Lane property, discussion.
Yeah, Scott, you have an opinion on this property, what is it?
Well, my opinion is that it should have been considered for town uses when it came
Oh,
on the
town
market.
uses.
And, future property should also, the message of voting yes would apply to future, even though technically it doesn't, it would send the message, and if it falls through, maybe we consider it. They could spend 5 minutes considering it and comply with the article.
So when
And
you say.
decide not to make any offer or any analysis, but.
Sure. But what are you thinking of? It would be property that the town would want to keep for its uses, not trying to sell it off.
Well, could be for anything, no?
Or it
No,
could be.
that's
It could
not
be to
really
hold
what
on
they
to
want.
sell for a higher price in 10 years.
It could be.
I mean, has there been an inspection on this? We're saying we want to buy it without,
No, yeah, that's not what the
That's not
article,
what
we're-
was. The article is just making the point that
Right.
the town should have been a player in the, whether, or in the group of the, once it was up for sale, in considering being a purchaser or making an offer on the property. That's all.
yeah, but let me just follow up on that a second. Why on this property versus any other property in Harwich?
Because it is,
The biggest,
two reasons anyway, 3 reasons. It's a big property, it was for sale, actively for sale, and it's got a quite strategic location.
Yeah,
Right on Route 6 and
Very.
Route 124,
yeah.
intersection of.
We can actually make a
Near
clover
the
leaf
tech
there.
high school, yep, right there.
okay.
I mean, there were rumors somebody was gonna put a big retail, a supermarket or whatever.
Traffic center.
So there's no money in the petition, so the board would have to do this through existing resources.
It doesn't have to do anything, actually. I mean,
Or nothing, correct.
Right, it
Yeah.
doesn't even have to bring it up.
They
It's
put
just
it on an agenda, on the agenda for a meeting and spend 5 minutes discussing it, and they've done what we're asking.
Mm-hmm.
And say they have already done that by listening to the petitioner.
Right.
They already had the authority to do this, so.
Right, and they didn't. I mean, it's been the property's was for sale quite a while.
And we thought about it and decided not to, which was, a passive decision, but not
Right.
an active decision.
So you're saying they did evaluate it for
But
purchase?
There were proposals years ago for like, what should we do with it if we could buy it, and no one ran forward with it.
Hey, one time we were talking about building the golf course there.
A second
The
golf.
second golf
Way
course,
back.
thank God we
Oh,
didn't.
boy. Yeah,
But it has
They
been,
also talked about housing.
it had been closed as a salvage yard for quite a while and just sat, and so there were years of opportunity for people to, for the town to try and actively, and it was Marceline property. I mean, it was, we spent a lot of money to buy a piece of Marceline property a few years ago. In the same
Yeah,
area.
who knows
generally.
what's in the ground?
Yeah,
Who
it
knows
has
what's
not
in
been
the ground?
remediated.
Yeah, oh, that too.
21E problem.
Whoever buys it owns it.
I know, as I said, at our meeting to discuss these things, I got all my lead weights
Yeah, well,
from there.
I got plenty of auto parts there when I was a teenager.
yeah.
I put my window weights back into my old sash windows.
So it's
So get
8:20.
going, my laptop's out of juice.
It's 8:20.
Let's
It's
go.
8:20 already?
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
We have a positive motion to accept and adopt P6, the Marceline property related article. Let's vote.
Nay?
Aye.
Aye.
Dana,
No,
Peter,
no.
Aye.
Tina,
Aye.
Scott,
I,
Go aye.
and I'm gonna go nay.
Oh.
What is that now?
I think that's
Nay.
5-3.
No, it's something
No?
4.
What did you, Dan, what was your vote?
Aye.
Aye.
You or I?
1, 2,
Aye.
3,
Aye.
4,
I think
5.
it
I think we had
passed
5.
5-4.
Aye, 5-4.
5-4.
Correct.
5-4,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
5-4 with Mark and Dana.
I'm used to working with 7 in my head instead of
Peter.
9.
It's the A from last week.
Nays. Okay, B7, this is the,
Regulation of committee membership.
yes, to limit the number of people on a committee to
that's
one.
right.
I need a motion.
Yeah, where is, which actual number is it?
I'm looking for it.
50.
50,
Oh,
yeah.
regulation of committee members.
Yep. We're gonna change the finance committee to not having any of you people on capital outlay.
Well, but we have liaisons to capital outlay, not.
No,
Oh,
we have members, true members, voting members,
Oh, but
not liaisons.
So it's a seat,
But-
yeah.
does that count as a second seat?
Yes, it does.
Or-
Yeah, because if you vote, it
These are
counts as,
both,
yeah,
these are both major committees.
yeah.
Anyway, we've got a motion on the floor. Comments on this article is.
We don't have a motion yet.
No, we don't.
Oh, I thought we did, no,
No.
sorry, I wrote it down as though we did.
I'll try accept and adopt article, what was it, 50?
Yes.
Regulation of committee membership, accept and adopt.
Scott?
Second.
Now we have a motion on the table. Comment?
Comments? What is it that is the worrisome part about this? Why is it coming up?
Because we don't have enough volunteers even now, and
Yeah,
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
the problem.
that by itself is enough to.
That's a problem. There are in fact committees major committees that by their nature, we're one, being capital outlay. CPC is at least one other that is specifically made up of voting members, made up of members from other major committees. So 4 of the major committees in town are elected by statute, by the way that they're structured, by statute to begin with.
and that's what town council said, this should be a charter amendment, it shouldn't be what this is.
And by the way, if I remember right, in the Chronicle today, the town clerk reported there is something like 50 committee members who haven't complied with getting sworn in and or doing their.
that made it to the Chronicle? Oh.
Doing their, what do you
Yeah,
call
their
it?
state certification.
Right.
Yeah.
Ethics,
Yeah,
conflict of
Yeah,
interest.
technically.
conflict of interest, whatever, but.
Hopefully everybody here has.
oh, yeah, no,
I
we're
confirmed
good.
with Emily.
Do we know whether the town charter would already allow this?
Town charter's being worked on right
Already
now.
allow
Yeah.
I think the current charter is silent on multiple
The
positions.
charter, the town charter is very clear that we can only serve on this committee with the exception of our two capital outlay committee
that's true.
members.
And I think it's clear that the select board can't be on other other committees.
Yeah.
Right.
It may be fairly clear about CPC. Beyond that, I don't think it particularly, I think it's relatively silent beyond that, I think.
But that's what town council said, is that the state gives the authority to the selectmen, and unless the charter takes it away from them, they have it.
And quite frankly, I think we'd be better off if there were things like term limits,
Yeah, I think so.
Right.
particularly on people who chair committees. Cause you get some committees, somebody's been the chair for, I'm making this up, for like 7, 8 years or
Yeah.
something. That's not the way it should be.
I agree with that. That term limits, I think, would be a much better solution to address. And I would guess, I know of a couple of people, but I don't think we're talking about a huge number of people. We're talking, the select board interview committee has the specific authority to not appoint somebody when they come up for reappointment.
Right.
So if the select board doesn't like having somebody on two regulatory committees that like planning and something else, they can just not reappoint. I mean, that's their job. Any other conversation? Okay, let's vote. We do have the motion.
The motion
So
is to
this-
accept and
Motion is to
adopt.
accept and adopt.
Nay.
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 Dana?
No,
Peter?
Nay.
Tina?
Nay.
Scott?
Nay.
No, I am a nay also. Nay.
Mr. Chairman,
That's a record.
I would move Article 15, indefinite, or excuse me, 50, indefinite postponement.
Second.
Okay, vote this.
Aye.
Yep.
Aye.
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 Dana?
aye,
Peter? Tina?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Mark? 9-0. Indefinite postponement. Okay, 8 is, in lieu of appointing a tree warden, that the select board should create an entity to provide oversight over the removal of certain trees within town setbacks.
Which one is it? Oh, regulation of tree walls. That's,
46?
Oh, you're fast. Yes.
This is mine? Oh wait, that's yours. This is mine. Are we-
There you
It looks similar.
Yep.
We go straight to IPP.
Hmm?
We go straight to IPP.
I don't know. Do we want, see what Peter wants to do?
well, I think you should, you know what, we gotta get through this stuff.
Yep,
This
we
is the
do.
second week in a row we've been dealing with these
Yep.
petition articles.
We shouldn't
Why don't
actually work
we
on
just
discussing
ask
them
it as a
again.
positive motion from somebody other than me?
Okay. Does
Otherwise,
anybody-
we'll go to an indefinite
Okay.
postponement.
Good
okay?
idea. Does anybody have a positive motion on the tree warden related article? Seeing none, does anybody want to go to IP?
Mr. Chairman, I would, on Article 46, regulation of tree removal oversight, I would move indefinite postponement.
I'll second it.
Okay, let's vote.
Aye.
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 Dana?
aye,
Peter?
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Scott?
Nay.
Mark?
I'm gonna say nay.
And I'm an aye, so that is 7-2.
IPP.
who are the two?
Scott.
Scott and Mark.
And Mark.
Peterson.
Mark P.
Yeah, don't get that mixed up.
Okay,
Next.
next one is leaf blowers.
Which is Article 47. I would argue on this one, Mr. Chairman, we already had, the selectmen had the authority to regulate hours of when people can run leaf growers, et cetera. there is no money to enforce this. I heard the petitioner talk about some models of gas powered leaf blowers meet some requirement he has in his head for decibels and others don't. I just don't know who's gonna go around and do this. I mean, I think they all aggravate us.
Well, and it doesn't specify any of those. It does, this article, as written, didn't specify decibels or,
No, I know, that's
it's
what I
just
mean.
very
Yeah,
vague
no, I
about
mean,
what
yeah,
constitutes
yeah,
enough good.
so it's gonna be like,
Um,
how do you ever enforce this? You know?
Do we have a positive motion? Seeing none, do we have a motion to?
Mr. Chairman, I will
indefinitely
move
postpone?
an Article 47, regulation of leaf blowers, indefinite postponement.
Second.
Okay. Vote.
Aye.
Michelle.
Aye.
Dana. What'd you say, Dana?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Scott?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
And I'm an aye.
9-0?
9-0, yep. 10, which is, oh yeah, that the town will vote to require that for any future development project, including projects subject to Massachusetts general laws under 40B, the town shall not waive any fees, reduce taxes, or provide any other discretionary financial and regulatory incentive to a private developer without prior approval of town meeting.
It's 28.
Yeah.
Article 28.
Yes.
Provided, however, that nothing therein shall fight against whatever is actual state law. So it's basically, this is one of a couple that are basically trying to redirect the original intention of the Affordable Housing Trust to forcing projects back to town meeting to get permission to do much of anything. This is one of them. I think we'll have a second one coming up. Do we have a positive motion? Seeing none. do we
I'll
have-
make a positive motion.
Okay,
And I'll second it.
okay. We have.
So your motion is
adopt
accept and adopt?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
From Michelle and Scott. Okay. Again, we've already had conversation on these, so let's vote. Accept and adopt.
Nay.
Aye.
Dan? Pardon?
Nay.
Nay. Dana?
No.
Peter?
Aye.
Okay. Tina?
Nay.
Aye.
Aye.
This is gonna get tricky, record keeping. Okay. I'm a nay, so we have
6-3, I think.
aye. Tina's an aye,
Actually, I was a nay
nay.
for this one.
It's 5-4.
Aye,
Aye.
so that's 4, right? 4 positives and 5 negatives?
4-5.
So 5,
4, 5.
So the motion is defeated. Mr. Chairman, I move indefinite postponement on Article 28.
Second. Let's get it going.
Okay, let's vote that then, indefinite postponement.
Aye.
Nay.
Aye.
Dana?
Aye.
Peter?
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Scott?
Nay.
Mark?
Aye.
And I'm an aye.
What number was that? What number?
28.
I mean,
28, the article
we've
number?
already,
So that is,
just kind of
Thank you.
wanted to know.
that is 7-2 for indefinite postponement. And the 2 are Michelle and Scott.
Correct.
Okay, 11 is funds to town funds and document development impacts. The purpose of this bylaw is to promote transparency and informed decision-making by ensuring that potential impacts of development projects are documented for public awareness and to ensure that any expenditure of town funds related to such projects is subject to approval by town meeting.
Sure, and I moved Article 29, accept and adopt, protect town funds and document development impacts.
Second.
Peter Hughes, Scott. Okay. It's quickly again, multifamily housing projects consisting of more than four dwelling units. Basically is trying to get permits, trying to get additional information, and not spending again any money. Infrastructure, towns would be required for infrastructure, environmental mitigation, public services, whatever associated with development. That they'd have to go to town meeting, which basically they have to as it is, for those costs.
So basically, I think underneath this is that it's compelling developers to fund those secondary costs if the town chooses not to. And it could delay the progress of these projects, I assume as well. Because you have to wait for the one town meeting that happens every year. So some developers may say, screw it,
I don't think it,
pony up.
I'm not sure it does, I'm not sure it does any of that, because this is all, or at least as my reading, it's all external to the project. So let's take POV 4. I believe that POV 4 can be, whether you're for it or against it, can be entirely built by the developer as long as they get the funding. They can do it, as has been determined, and not care about what happens to traffic or essentially, not in terms of leaving Queen Anne Road and Depot Street or Main Street alone, or whatever, whichever street at Depot is alone. It's not their problem, basically, as a 40B.
Even though they're creating the problem.
Even though they create a problem, right, it's not their problem to
So
solve.
this is an attempt to say they should participate in helping to fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do there.
Um,
And by the way, you know, you can always have a special town meeting in the fall, like we used to do, that said, okay, we got 3 development projects lined up. Let's bring them up and vote them. And I think part of this has to do, I think, with Pine Oaks Village 4, there's enough interest and people were upset enough about it and concerned about it and didn't think their issues were addressed, that's what this one and the previous one were addressing, I believe.
I believe so too. I mean, I think that well, one thing that we, not Finance Committee, should be raising the town, I suppose, is whether or not the Affordable Housing Trust people have in fact been using the authority that they have in as much of a manner as they could. You know, that they voted to give $1 million for phase 1 of POV 4. They could have voted to not give any money to it. I mean, that's within their purview. There are choices that can affect whether or not a developer goes forward. Who knows? Anyway.
And so if the trust said we want to do $1 million, between the last article, this one, it could say, well, okay, bring that, let's reaffirm that at town meeting so the taxpayers get to say, okay, it's $1 million.
Part of the intention of these articles, I believe, and I've heard some of this speaking, is to essentially limit the Affordable Housing Trust to buying land.
Well,
and some people would say that was the intention of creating it, was to be able to quick turn around, have funds in a pot, in a pool, as opposed to waiting for CPC, as an example, have funds in a pool that they could go out and in fact purchase, turn around and purchase a piece of land that's available.
and you think about it, if we had an inventory of land available for housing, how many ADUs could you put on 5 acres? I mean, you do a whole little development. Right?
Yeah.
So that million that the Housing Trust is allocating to POV 4 does not come up at town meeting,
No.
correct?
Nothing from the Affordable Housing Trust other than funding it, other than putting money into it.
Right.
Comes up at town meeting.
Yeah, but the funding going into it is usually nondescript, right?
Yeah.
It just says we'll
It's
put
just
$1
a
million
pot,
in.
just a bunch of money. We voted for it.
Yep.
So how many people sit on that affordable?
On the housing trust?
Yeah, housing trust.
Might be able to pull it up on the website.
So say
Yeah,
there's
Yeah, and they just redid their.
6 or
makeup
7
also.
or something.
Something like that.
So
Right,
so
is that
6 or
amount?
7 people decide unilaterally whether or not to give $1 million to POV
Yes.
4?
Yes, yes. And the town voted to do that, to
And you
create
can
one.
go to their meetings
I
and
mean,
speak up.
yeah, it's a public meeting, it's a regular public meeting, and comment, people do.
And so this petition would do what to their ability to do that?
I don't think it does anything.
It would make developers have to go to town meeting to get various authorizations that they don't now have to do.
I think, Michelle, would be the previous article we voted on that would do what you're trying to talk about.
Which got voted down.
Which is the
Okay.
regulation
Okay.
incentives, which you could ask to reconsider if you'd like to.
So this says no town funds can be expended on any infrastructure, environmental mitigation, public services, or other costs associated with a development project without going to town, without getting approval of town meeting, not just going and getting.
But I don't think the intent is to override the housing trust's ability to give the million. It's the secondary costs of widening roads and building sewers and other things that this Article 29.
Yeah, the previous one would have done that.
Yeah.
But the idea of having to wait for town meeting, that seems,
Yeah, that
I
does seem a
don't
little,
think that seems
yeah.
like a great way to run a
That's
town.
what town council said as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and if I'm reading this right, town council also said, even though this article is in proper form, it would likely be found to violate state law.
Well, that's a whole other issue, is that any
Yeah.
of these petitions
Would-
that have to go to the Attorney General
Okay,
may in
Yep.
fact be found to not follow state law, any of them,
okay,
basically.
all right.
Okay,
And we already
vote.
spent money to find that out.
Yep, let's vote. This is to support Article 11, the,
29. P11. on our old list.
P11, the
120,
restrictions on being able to get,
Protect town funds and document development impacts.
there you go, protect town funds and document development impacts. Vote.
This is for A and A, right?
This is for an A and A.
Nay.
No.
Dana?
No,
Peter?
Aye.
no,
Aye.
no.
And I'm a no. There were 2
7-2.
ayes, so it's 7-2,
7-2.
2-7.
2-7.
2-7.
Except
Yeah,
for the
2-7, I'm sorry.
You wanna do an IP, Peter?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, based on that vote, I will move indefinite postponement for Article 29.
Second.
Okay, so let's vote again.
Aye.
Aye.
Dana?
aye,
Peter?
No.
No?
aye.
No.
Aye.
Aye. 7-2,
Still 7-2.
Peter and Scott. Okay, last one. 12.
We're down
Harwich
to the
Housing
last
Trust
one.
resident-focused programs, expanded authority in defining funding sources.
52
Yep,
is the
52.
This is one trying to prioritize spending of money on individuals and households, including down payment assistance, rental subsidies, and housing, others housing support for teachers, police officers, firefighters, healthcare workers, and other eligible populations who live in Harwich, and further, deposited in Harwich, included but not limited to town meeting appropriations grants, portion of the local option, and any portion of the local option room occupancy tax, which is one of the other portions of what we were talking about earlier.
what number?
52.
Thank you.
I have it as B12.
Yeah, I got that part.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I move to accept and adopt Article 52.
Second.
Okay, any comments on this?
I would say this one is really asking for a prioritization of all the housing we've been looking for, which is for municipal employees, quite frankly, and folks that work either in the town or want to live in the town and work on Cape Cod, so. I also think it's bent on, trying to focus more on just what I would call distributed housing units as opposed to something like Pine Oaks Village where it's concentrated. Personally, I think solving a housing problem, if we did it with distributed units, if we could do it with distributed units, is a far better solution than these concentrated mega projects, but that's just me. But I understand the math and the numbers and all that stuff, but,
Yeah.
you know.
I think one of the problems that this kind of, if you read closely, I guess, thinks it's addressing, but I'm not sure, but the numbers would be more important to have, is that most of the money, I believe, still, and I'll even say a vast majority of the money is coming from CPC. CPC money can, this CPC money can only be used for people within certain low to moderate income categories. It may, some of the people that this would like to help may not qualify, which it does say that they understand, but it's, it is true that unfortunately, as we actually run into with lots of housing development projects around the Cape, is that it's really easy to make just too much money to qualify for various programs around here. And I guess the other thing is the word prioritize gets sort of fuzzy. So what does that exactly mean? If there are two things competing with each other, that gives you a chance to prioritize. But if there aren't, you take all the money you have in the trust and give it to a project or something that has nothing to do with locals. I mean, it's kind of a fuzzy premise that it's using. I get the point, and yes, I mean, when you know, and I know when I was on the housing authority, we ran the local. Actually, we did the development for the town and also ran the local rental assistance program amongst other such things, and those are in fact, and we may have even done a buy down program or so. Those are they can be very useful programs and very helpful to people done effectively when they can be. Yes.
So if I understand this correctly, it's saying let's prioritize Harwich residents, but what we're really trying to do is we're trying to give housing to people who are going to support our local economy. That may not be a Harwich resident. So if we need, let's just say we need nurses for Fontaine, right? Those people might not be Harwich residents, but we still need them around this area. So it kind of bothers me that, you know.
Well, you also again have the possibility of running into legal issues depending upon.
Discriminatory. Yeah.
Right, if you're trying to use money that has to meet federal guidelines with regard to non-discrimination for local preference.
Okay.
You may, I'm not, again, it's vague enough to not know exactly.
I mean, I like the transparency aspect, and I certainly want more transparency around some of these, you know, this housing trust activities, because I don't think there's enough transparency about what's going on there.
I think what people have to do, as with the other committees in town, if you're interested, you have to go to the meetings or watch them. One of the two. You know, you could say that about the planning board, about the,
That's true.
you know, about some other
watch the
major
videos.
regulatory boards around here. I see construction going up and I'm going, how the heck could somebody actually be putting that on their property?
What do you say, Dan?
We need to vote.
We do.
We do need to
Yeah.
vote.
Running out of time.
Okay, so let's vote.
Nay.
No.
Hey.
Dana,
No,
Peter,
Aye.
Tina,
Oh, I'm on the fence about this one. I'll go aye.
we have an aye and an aye,
And another eye.
3 ayes.
I'm gonna be an aye.
I'm gonna be a nay, so that's,
Okay.
I think
That's,
there's 4 ayes.
huh?
I think it's 4
Yeah, I
ayes
think
in a
we got
row.
4.
Yeah, so it's
1,
4 or
2,
5
3,
again.
4.
4-5.
4 or
Yeah.
5.
4, 5 on 52.
So, Mr. Chairman, with that, I move indefinite postponement of Article 52.
Second.
Okay,
Aye.
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 Dana,
Aye.
Peter,
Nay.
Tina?
I,
You just reversed, by the way, you know that, right?
okay, yes, I did.
She was on the
That's
fence.
okay.
That's
Hey,
okay.
You're on
think
the
it's-
fence.
I
That's the
think it's, I
perfect
was on the
answer.
fence.
You
It's-
different
it's-
votes.
Reconsider it.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
different,
I'm
Yeah,
gonna,
against it
yeah.
before you before.
Nay.
You what?
yeah. Nay.
Okay, so
Nay.
now it's 6-3.
Correct.
Three with Peter, Scott,
The
and
double
Mark
negatives, I
Peterson.
remember last year that was like the.
A mugwump.
Cause, yeah, I think we can change it.
And their last video was recorded on March 9th, if people want to see the video.
Yeah, you can watch them after the fact.
Are we done?
Okay, I think we concluded earlier, I believe, to the.
Wait. We have an article 48. Hang
Oh,
on.
what is it?
It's not a petition article. Fund Cape Cod Community Media Center. Did
I
we
have
vote that
voted.
before?
I have not voted that. Let me see which.
I'm just going by the chart here.
In the copy of the warrant I have, there's a vote, 8-0.
Accept and adopt
Yes.
for us.
This is, which one was
Yes,
this?
Remember that.
8-0.
Article 48.
Oh, 48, okay, hold on.
And the select board was also 5-0 accepting the adopt.
8-0 on 3/5/26 meeting. Is what I have.
And this is PEG money to pay.
Yes.
Oh, it's got the new address and everything.
So according to this sheet, the only thing we have left are the operating budget for the town and the school budget.
That's the way we want it to be.
I think so, based on my notes when I was checking things out. I think so.
This battery just made it.
And it was very nice of them to go ahead and increase our reserve.
I have a
without
feeling
even
that,
telling me.
I have a feeling there's something lurking where they're gonna.
Which is
be
now,
asking for
wait, which is now how much?
225, I think.
250.
So we're not gonna do any action here on
250?
48?
We already did.
Oh, just right.
So
We voted 8.
we doubled
Nothing
it?
accept and adopt.
Oh, we did that earlier,
They
okay.
doubled it?
They doubled it,
How
yes.
come it wasn't on here if we did it already?
That'll be an interesting
Why?
discussion on town meeting
There
law.
were some other mistakes on
Town
that.
meeting.
Oh, okay, all right.
That, you know,
I think
the
it's
warrant's authoritative, the
Because they had so
spreadsheet's
much
not.
money, I guess.
I think
I was
they
going
mentioned
to-
that there's something coming for that money already.
No, it's $12,000.
Oh.
It has to do with,
I move
it
to
has to do
adjourn.
with the Cape Tech.
Second.
Hold on.
Has to do with the Cape Tech shelter being open, for this storm.
Oh, that makes sense.
Are you entertaining motions to
To
adjourn?
adjourn, I am.
So
Peter
moved,
made such a
so
motion.
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Bye.
So our next meeting is